evening, everybody. Welcome to Stocks and Stuff. I hope everybody had a great day. It was kind of a mixed day here. We had our CPI today, and then we have PPI tomorrow, or something like that. We'll go through it all. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And how are you guys this evening? Let's click over, see how that heat map ended. There you go. It was a little bit mixed. Apple was running up. I think it was at like all-time highs today, as a matter of fact, wasn't it? Let's take a look and see. I know it was jumping up there. Yeah, look at that thing. I'd say that's probably an all-time high in it. Wasn't much higher than that before, so there you go. And it is. It's just steadily climbing up here. I mean, look at this thing. If you bought it down in 2017, wow, that's a monster right there for Apple when you look at it like that. There you go, Janica. How are you this evening? I hope everybody's having a great day, locking in some profits as you're supposed to. And I did play the cues there, and I just play the channels. As a matter of fact, let's go through it. I'll show you exactly what I did here. I could have stayed out, hung out a little longer, I think, but it was perfectly fine. Let this thing just pop up there this morning. Always let it kind of work itself and see what it wants to do. It got up here, guys, and that's my look right there. I love that look, and then it just comes down. It was like the doom. So I caught that when it popped up, and then I caught this channel down there. Both of them were like, that was under 100, but this was over 130% or something. And then it popped back up, and then I played it a little bit more in here and was just getting out nice and easy. I could have rode it all the way down there, but again, you just never know. It looked like it was going to continue to crash down, but again, I don't overstay my welcome. I just take a channel down, and then as soon as it looks like it wants to pop back up at all, I get out, and then I just reposition it, because the time decay, I've realized, kills the zero DTEs. You make more money that way. So that's what I do. That's what I was doing. And there you go, a little Q lesson for you guys. But there's the SPY right here, finished down a little bit, and your Qs, like we were just looking at, they were down, and your IWM was dipping down pretty good today. So we did finally see that dip down that we've been trying to talk about, saying this thing was going to happen at some point, but it never happens. How about that Soxus, guys? I mean, who was early on that? Didn't we talk about that, Luis Rodriguez, and say it was going to be dipping down right there? There you go. It was popping up there today. So we'll be keeping an eye on all these things tomorrow to see what's going on. And again, we do have our PPI tomorrow right here at 8:30. We had our CPI today, and inflation. And I mean, I'd have to say that inflation's definitely hitting everything. And then Thursday, you have initial jobless claims, and your jobless claims there. And then Friday, I don't think anything too crazy right there. But anyway, it's kind of a crazy week right here with the data and inflation and stuff, and obviously that can be hurting the market. But let's go through and see what's going on, what our opportunities are going to be, laptop travel, and what's looking good. As a matter of fact, laptop travel, here you go. MBAI, remember we were talking about that? We both liked it last night. We both had it written down on our list. FRGT, there was another one right there, guys. So there was two of them, that laptop travel one I liked. That TJGC, Doge Mama 9, that one ran up. And believe it or not, MGN was curling up today too and looking a lot better. Look at that, finally curling up there. And that might have been that dip and rip. We'll have to look at it tomorrow, obviously, to see what it wants to do. Starting a little backwards down here and starting with some penny stocks. RZLV, we might as well finish them out. Look at that thing. Didn't we say Resolve was going to go? And how about this? Ain't a penny stock, but it's looking good. AVAV, that's setting up that aerospace defense. Lockheed Martin, who was talking about all these guys? RTX was already looking pretty good. But Northrop Grumman down here, that didn't look that great yesterday, but that did pop up, and Huntington Ingalls popped up too today. Look at that thing. So there you go. And we were talking about them aerospace and defense being so far down there that they'd have to get cruising. And they certainly did. Here's your aerospace and defense bull 3 times. It's getting to be in a pretty good spot right there. Maybe it pops off there tomorrow and has a little pullback. We'll look at it. But that's getting to be in a good spot. I saw that today as well. So there you go with some aerospace and defense ones as well. And this BOT right here, I mean, this thing's crazy, guys. Look at that thing. Took a major dip right there, 25. And let's see, it was at like 30. Ben and I were saying this looks like it might be a good spot down here, but we'll make sure tomorrow that BOT, I wasn't swinging any. It was just like too crazy for me to even look at, to be completely honest with you. I really didn't I didn't really like it today. Yesterday it was running around too much. I couldn't really figure out where it wanted to bounce from. Although yesterday was the day to play it, to be honest. Off that 30 right there, both times double bottom was a beautiful spot. I just didn't pick it up. But anyway, this thing was dipping down today, jumping around up a little bit in the after hours. We'll see what it wants to do there tomorrow. But that's that robo strategy. A robo strategy begins NASDAQ, whatever, and it's physical, AI focused, closed end fund under the ticker BOT. So there you go. And we will be keeping an eye on good old bot right there to see what that wants to do. And what else did these guys? How about BTBT? This one was running up yesterday, and it's anticipation to the Cerebras IPO valuation that everybody's all excited about, like CRBS, I think it might be something like that. I think that's what it's going to be anyway. And I guess BTBT has like white fiber stake. I have no idea. I just thought it was running because Bitcoin, and it looked good. I mean, I mentioned it on the small cap show, and it did get running up there. So I have no idea, but that thing was looking pretty decent. Look at it tomorrow. Look at this DXG. What is it? DGXX? Is that? Yeah, this thing. DGXX. Look at that thing, guys. We got options on that. I think I have like $8 option calls on this thing. We were buying them today in the Discord, and there you go. And Ben's way up on this thing. He had a lot of that bad boy. And yeah, I would say you might want to keep an eye on that. And Dr. Paul, like I said last night, Dr. Paul, he was the first one to discover this thing. He's actually incredible. He discovers a lot of great ones and passes them along. So yeah, our Discord is filled with a lot of great stuff, guys. Laptop Travel. Luis Rodriguez is in there. Sam's trading in there now, live trading with us on a regular basis. And then obviously Ben Godfather posts a lot of great stuff as well. Brett's really good. Rhett's really good. And everybody else. So me. And then you have all the other people in there. Like I said, like Dr. Paul, you got Trader Joe. I mean, dude's getting like 6-figure days on the Dowie, Trader Joe. He's nuts. Izzy. There's so many good people in there, guys. It's crazy. Ross, Yosef. It's just wild. So if you're not familiar with the hell I'm talking about, the Discord that we have is fire, guys. I'm telling you, you guys would love it. And we do live trading in every morning. We also give out the morning note. Ben does the morning note. He also we give out the top picks with the actual targets and everything else. So everything for you to in any way that you want to trade. So there you go with that. And hold on, I had that on the wrong side. Let me see, what's it look like that? I guess it doesn't really matter, huh? It used to make a huge difference if I had that light a different way, but it might not because I changed the lighting. Whatever. Anyway, that's just me sitting here. I just noticed I flicked the light the other way. Sabres and Canadians are on. Canadians are actually up 2-1. So there you go. In Montreal, they must be having a good time. And Ducks and Golden Knight play tonight at 9:30. And then your NBA playoffs, you do have Timberwolves and Spurs on, and they should be coming on real soon. And that is what's going on. That series is tied 2-2, that basketball series, Timberwolves and Spurs. And then your Ducks and Knights, Golden Knights, they're 2-2. And then this Montreal and the Buffalo, who leads? Montreal leads at 2-1. So that's your quick playoff update right there. And let's go through, and I'll give you a quick market update. We'll see what looks good for tomorrow. We'll jot these bad boys down, and then we'll just go from there. Here we go, just like every other day. ONDS pulling back a little bit. ASTS was going down today as well, and that was going down after earnings. It should go down. It looks like it wants to go down some more. UMAC pulling back right there. It looked kind of good yesterday, but not today, maybe. And again, these things love to do this. They jump up, pull back, and then start ripping again. UMAC does have its earnings coming up on Thursday, so we'll be keeping an eye on that, on anticipation into its old earnings. But I don't know what it's going to do in the earnings. I have no idea. What the hell just happened? Where'd that just go? I don't even know what just happened. Anyway, something happened. It says there's a problem, a web page problem or something, but I couldn't get on the StreamYard either. I guess I was having the same problem that Mobilicom was having yesterday as well, because they were having the same exact issue. It was saying that it wasn't finding my camera and my mic and everything was on, and I was like, what the heck is going on? And I finally came back on. I don't even know if I did anything, but I just kept turning it off and putting it back on, and it wasn't working. I was like, I wonder what they did. and then I guess it kind of came back on, but it did take a while. Maybe that's what was going on with theirs yesterday as well, but they got it to work, and then they popped on, and we did a great interview. And if you guys didn't see this, check this out, guys. I mean, holy cow, you want to talk about craziness right here? I'll show you something crazy. Hold on, give me 1 second here to pop this craziness up here. Ready? Watch this. Here you go. Where was it? I just posted. Not that. It's not that. It's not that. It's right. Look at this, guys. Here you go. A second time. Over 3 million views on these two interview clips in just 24 hours. They just posted these yesterday, guys. And yeah, there you go. 2.1 million right there in 24 hours. And another million right there for Greenland. And this was Fuse. So there you go. And how crazy is that, guys? I mean, that's like literally insane that kind of numbers are coming up on these interviews like that. I've never seen anything like it. So now it's the second time in the last 5 days we cracked 3 million views plus over 3 million views on 2 videos in a single day. That's insane. I don't know. That's pretty wild. I've never seen anything like it, to be honest with you. I just can't even believe it, but that definitely did happen. We have we literally have the proof of it. This one had like what, at 2.2 million right there. Look at that thing, 2.2 million views, and that was in 24 hours. I mean, it's absolutely bonkers, guys. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm not going to complain. It's pretty amazing, to be honest with you. How about crazy is that, guys? So that's the second time that's happened, and I'll just say that I'm amazing. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. And but I appreciate everybody that really reposts them and checks them out and watches. You guys know that. I greatly appreciate everybody that tunes in all the time. But yeah, how crazy is that? Over 3 million views again in 24 hours in 2 video clips. It's pretty wild, guys. So wowzers, I couldn't believe it when I just looked at it earlier. I was like, holy cow, that's happened again. I have to pinch myself right now because I don't even know what's going on. Lunar right here. That looks like it could go cruising again tomorrow. We'll be keeping an eye on it as that goes into its earnings on Thursday as well. And then your red wire right here was dipping back a little bit. And again, these look like they're going to be healthy pop-offs. So I don't know, maybe the market and these things get cruising again. Rocket Lab was still up there, and that still looks like it wants to run up a little bit. MOB was dipping down. That looked great yesterday. I mean, that had a curl up going on both sides and literally dipped down. Does that pop right off that 50 right there? I mean, it almost looks like it wants to. Look at all these trend lines it has to rip off of. So very interesting. Today might have been a great day to be picking things up. I'm not going to lie. We'll see tomorrow, obviously, but they do look pretty good to try to bounce a lot of them. Laser right here, it doesn't look that bad today, actually. It's down a little bit, but again, it still doesn't even look that bad there. So it was running up almost a V-shaped recovery right there for Laser, and so that one doesn't look bad. And let's see what that Galaxy up to. That was down a little bit. That looks really good too. Bitcoin don't look too bad, I must say. Here, we'll just check it out in a second. Look at Bitcoin. There's the map. I'm waiting for it to come back around. It's at 80,000. I didn't know what the numbers were. 80,426. I knew it was at 80,000, but I didn't know exactly. And then let's see. Ripple's at $1.43 right there. Ethereum's at 2,276 area. And then your Cardano's at 27 cents. So there you go. Ripple 143. Your Solana, where's that say? 94. Yep, 94.20, 94.15. So like I said, Stock Cube always so great. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing. You're not kidding there. Gatewatch is definitely the new marketing arm for promoting these interviews. I agree 100%. Laptop Travel. I mean, it's pretty amazing what they're doing. Putting numbers like that. I mean, that's crazy. Now they're doing it consistently. You interview someone tomorrow, don't you? Laptop Travel, let us know who it is and send it up. Post it out, and we'll repost it for you. Obviously, I always try to do that for you. You know that. So yeah, here's Bitcoin and crypto. Let's take a quick look at them and see what's going on right here. And let me see. Is that pulling back? It does have a little pullback. I thought it was going right through there yesterday, but that did pull back today. So I was obviously wrong on that one. I mean, I didn't think it was going to just go flying through, but it looked like it was going to try to push up. Now it looks like it's trying to push down a little bit, but we could get a little bounce off of here. But Ethereum doesn't look as healthy. Solana was looking like the good one, and Ripple, and they're even pulling back. So I had to kind of take my word back from yesterday where I thought they were kind of ripping up because Solana was looking so good. They all did. I know they're all based off of Bitcoin. It was hitting that 50, but I thought they looked strong enough to try to get through, at least stair step it up. And again, they could be a little healthy pullback right here today. And then it gets cranking right back up. We know we've seen that plenty of times. So that is pretty wild right there, as a matter of fact, with the Bitcoin. Yeah, it just, I mean, it didn't want to get through, but I don't think it wants to go through that 20. I could be wrong. That's a nice little curl down, but we see that in the evening, and then they get popped back up in the morning. We'll look at it in the morning. You guys know that, and we'll see what's going on with that as well. So yeah, that's your little crypto and Bitcoin looking Galaxy DXYZ. Huge dip right here. Anthropop. How do you say this thing? And I can, if I don't think about how to say it, I can say it. But if I try to think about it, it just doesn't work. And hold on. Anthropic. That's how you do it. I gotta not think about it and just like let it just flow off my tongue. And if not, if I try to like read that thing and try to like think about how to say it, it doesn't work. I don't know. You guys know my brain don't work like that. Anthropic. That's how you say it. That's it. Anthropic, May 11th, voiding of unauthorized SPV stock transfers sparked DXYZ pre-market reversal. What the heck are they even talking about? Does anyone even know what they're talking about right there? Because I'm not even sure what that even means, but that doesn't mean anything because I don't know what a lot of this means. I just know what a stock chart looks like. That's all I can tell you. But it was dipping good. And then Sats, oh man, guy, if you're in the old Discord, guys, we were loading up on this. I bought it yesterday, and then I bought more today. And we did it right before the end of the show. And you can see what was going on right here. We were on at 3 o'clock. Look at it. It was running up. And then not only that, as soon as the market closed, guys, Elon reposted a tweet about EchoStar and Starlink. I forget what the heck it even said. I think I tweeted it out, as a matter of fact, too. I forget what it said. It didn't matter. It was just up. I was looking at it earlier. And, oh, here it is. Look at that. Yeah, because I said, here goes Sats and that story trade. I'm telling you, we just bought it. Ben and I were just buying it. And it says SpaceX has just received SEC approval to acquire 65 MHz, is that like megahertz? I don't know, of nationwide spectrum from EchoStar, which is right here, SATS. So I saw that, and yeah, he retweeted that. Some dude Sawyer Merritt or somebody had posted it, and Elon retweeted it, and I was like, well, there goes EchoStar. You know that's going to run. Well, guess what, guys? There you go in the after hour. So yeah, if you were in the Discord, you would have been early down here and the 124s, and now you're at 131. So there you go, everybody. That's why I say the Discord's crazy. We do this all the time, every day. And yeah, you just gotta kind of see what you like, how you like to trade, what fits your lifestyle and what fits your your trading styles. And we probably do it too. So it's pretty amazing. But there you go. And we were jumping in that as well. So there you are. And there you go with that. And let's keep on cruising up. There you go. Laptop Travel. I'll repost that out. You're going to, he's interviewing Mobilicom. So he's going to talk to Oren tomorrow, which is great because they're at the conference. When I talked to them the other day, they were just getting there. So there you go. Thank you, Laptop Travel. So yeah, that's great. Anthropic AI agent. I'm not even sure what you guys saying over here. Yeah, I need an agent very soon. Book all these. Well, we have one basically. It's that Gatewatch. That's who we do them with, and Laptop Travel does them as well. And yeah, it's they're awesome. We love them people over there. They're great, and yeah, somehow these things are flying, guys. I mean, that's pretty wild what's going on, and it's a beautiful thing. And yeah, a lot of exposure, that's for sure. You can see the exposure too, because you can see if you look anything that they're posting it on or tagging or whatever, it's moving. So it's pretty crazy stuff going on. So yeah, Laptop Travel will be tuning in. What time is it tomorrow? 12 p.m. you said. So yeah, it's probably 9 a.m. It's 9 a.m. where they are for sure. So yeah, good stuff. I'll be tuning in. I'll be checking that out at noontime. And perfect, Laptop Travel. Good stuff. I'm looking forward to that as well. So here we go. Let's keep on cruising through. and watch and see what else is gonna be looking good there. Because that SATS, guys, just write that one down. And that DGXX and Laptop Travel's been posting about it because again, we've been talking about in the Discord. Like I said, that Dr. Paul, he was the earliest. We figured it out yesterday, and he had posted it before everybody. In the Discord at least, and he was super early to that party. He had done his research. He knew. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look at this thing. We have options on this too, and that thing went cruising, and that thing should go ripping tomorrow. And I guess they have something to do with this whole entire whatever the heck. What is that thing called? I forget. That's why BTBT went up. Cerebus, this whole Cerebus IPO, I think, is what, Thursday morning it's supposed to be. And yeah, that's all from that stuff. And that's why that DGXX is running. Cerebus IPO. Thank you very much, Laptop Travel. So yeah, there you go. GLND. I said the same thing, Laptop Travel. Didn't I say this thing is going to be massive? I think we have to like really get loaded up on it. It obviously don't have options, so don't even look for them. But at $3 a share, I don't know. I think this thing's a lottery ticket right here. I mean, we've interviewed the CEO, obviously. I mean, it's one of the videos that just got 1 million views. And yeah, this thing's about to take off, guys. I mean, look at that thing. And me and your daughter are on the same page. Tesla was trying to rebound. It did dip today pretty good. And it did dip in the after hours as well a little bit. It was trying to rebound at the end of the day. I did see that pull back a little bit. We'll see tomorrow. Tesla to invest in nearly $250 million to ramp Berlin area battery cell production toward 18 GWh annual capacity with integrated EV and cell output for 2027. Yeah, that was just a bunch of words I read, and I couldn't even make sense of that. But anyway, I hope everybody else understood what I just said, because what did they even talk about? I have to read that again now. Tesla to invest nearly $250 million. I got that part down. To ramp Berlin area. Are they talking about like Berlin, like Germany or something? I lost me there. I think I got lost at that part. And then a battery cell production towards something and something else. Whatever. That's what they're doing. It was dipping down, but I assume this thing's going to be popping right back up. That's what I thought. I mean, like I said, I thought it was going right to 500 there. So we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. And Laptop Travel's daughter liked it too. So we were both on that thing, and it did pull back a little today. We'll see. It could bounce. You know, Tesla does Tesla things. Could bounce right back up. That's for sure. And how about the critical metals right here? Let's take a look at these guys. They all have like a little bit of resistance. I won't say all of them, but a lot of them have a little resistance. Some of them are pulling back. This has earnings coming up. USAR, is that tomorrow? Yeah, they are tomorrow for USAR, and it has the 20 underneath of it. We'll have to see what that looks like. And then your UAMY right here is pulling back, but has some good support underneath of it. So we'll see if it wants to touch that. MP's pulling back after that had that nice run up. And then your 4Us was down as well today, and that's touching the 50. So hard to tell if they all want to be pulling back a little more. They kind of look like it. Now this one, on the other hand, ASPI was looking good. Almost looks like a healthy pullback, and it wants to go ripping. So keep an eye on that one. I think ASPI could still be a good opportunity there, maybe in play tomorrow as well. Berna hasn't been looking good down here, or hasn't been looking good lately. It keeps on coming back down. So we're just watching that thing patiently. And nuclear was down, and I thought these things were going to get popping yesterday. And Oklo comes pulling way back. They did have earnings. I don't even know what happened. They have revenue of $0, but they beat their EPS and their revenue estimates or something. I have no idea. But how do you have revenue of 0? I guess it's better than losing. But anyway, that's what happened there. It did come down a little bit in the after hours there. And then you have SMR right here was dipping down a little bit today. Now, that could be a little dip and rip look because it was up there, and it looked really good the other day. It looked like it wanted to continue up. We'll be able to tell tomorrow. And what's to say week Q1. Oh, they had their earnings. They were the other day, though. They weren't. I don't even know what the heck they're talking about right there, because I don't think cut execution. I don't know what they're talking. They didn't even have earnings today. But anyway, whatever it's talking about, we'll see what it wants to do tomorrow with them nuclear ones. EOSE, this one was bouncing around. This one's going in the earnings as well. Are they tomorrow? I think they are. They are tomorrow on the 13th. So there you go with EOSE. And what about Gush right here? Not looking too bad. Doesn't look great, but it doesn't look bad. So we'll be looking at that. Boyle was down. USO right here. It was still up. It still looks pretty good. And that's not Oxy. That's Oxy right there. And that was cruising along. And that still looks pretty good. So I would say your USO and your Oxy could be in play tomorrow still. And of course, we always look at UCO, and that was cruising up as well. It does have that resistance, and SCO right here is probably getting to be in a pretty good spot. I love when they bounce off of here. So you may see that reversal. And again, Trump's going to China. You know he's going to be trying to pump this market. He's got to keep this thing rolling right here. And you know he's going to be saying something that him and she or whatever the heck his name is going to have like some kind of deal, something. It's going to crank this market up. Just be prepared. UNH, I didn't know what happened here, but it went nutty today for some reason. I did see that one. MOH was way up as well, and your Oscar was looking pretty good. And look at that thing; it's just like continuing its way up like a maniac there. So I don't know. Can you jump into these things when they're way up here like this? I guess so, because they just keep running. I have no idea. I always get afraid to jump into it, and then it runs another 10% every day. I have no idea, guys. It's kind of wild right there, isn't it, with these charts and what they're doing? But that's what's going on in this market. And then your RGTI was pulling back. That actually looked good. IONQ was pulling back too, and that looked good. But your QUBT was up today. It was jumping around right there. They did have earnings yesterday. QBTS as well. That was jumped up yesterday. Did pull back there today. QMCO, I forget what it was doing. That was down 8% right there. That's what it was doing. And QTUM, I'm going to assume, was probably down, and it certainly was. QSI, this looks good in QuantumScape. Remember we said QuantumScape was looking good the other day? Well, that one should continue to run right there. So keep an eye on that. And you can keep an eye on that QSI because that looks good. We definitely said QuantumScape was looking good. And look at that thing. That's a 10%er right there between the after hours and today right there on QS. So there you go with that one. Not too bad. And that triple D right here, Luis Rodriguez, that was looking good today. Remember, we just added this thing to the list, and it did go jumping up there. It's way better than Z Space. I mean, that thing doesn't even exist anymore, but this thing at least moves. That thing just went, well, that thing moved too. It just moved right out of the stock market because it went completely down and to the right. It was kind of crazy. And I watched it the entire time. I never traded it one time. It was kind of amazing. But anyway, there's your triple Ds right there. And let's see what our battery company is doing. AMPX looking a lot better after that got taken out the other day. And what about Starbucks right here? This thing went nutty again, and it looks like it wants to go running. Let's see. We always look at our futures because coffee's always fun to look at around here. And let's see what coffee was doing. Where the hell is it? Because cocoa is down. I did see that pulling back a little bit. Where is coffee? There's her sugar. There's coffee right there. Yeah, just a little healthy pullback. That orange juice looking better again. And let's see gold and silver. Silver's still looking a little bit better, but they're not looking bad. Look at them metals right there. That canola is all over the place. I don't even know what that's doing. Your feeder cattle are down, and so are your live cattle and some other stuff. And look, your Brent is at 107 and your crude's at 101. So that's even over 100 right there. So interesting looks in the old futures as well. What were the other ones doing? I wasn't even paying attention. Dow Jones is down 0.06. S&P is down 0.14. NASDAQ's down 0.21. Russell is down 0.09. Nikkei is up 0.07. Your euros are way down there, 1%. DAX is down 1% and 0.31. And that VIX, doesn't look great, doesn't look bad, doesn't look like it wants to do anything crazy. UVXY right here, pulling back. And let's see. I mean, it has an interesting look. I'd have to say that, but I don't know. It just has a weird look to me. I can't figure out. I don't think anyone can figure out what the hell this market wants to do at this point. It's so overextended and just keeps going. Everything's all crazy. But anyway, we'll see what it looks like in the morning, too. CMG, look at Chipotle trying to curl up here. And how about your Cracker Barrel dipping down? I don't know. Maybe that's a bounce right there. We'll see. It has an interesting look, that's for sure, going into into this middle of May right here that we were talking about. So we'll have to see what Cracker Barrel's up to. I was looking at it there today. Trying to figure out if it's going to get popping. Plug right here was jumping up this morning. That was a good one in QuantumScape. Like I said, that's looking really good. Rocket was down a little bit there, Zach, but it does not look bad. I can say that. LDI, that looks a little like it could pull back a little bit. Home Depot is still down right there. It's touching that bottom. Maybe it tries to get bounced, and Lowe's looks like it could dip down some more. And like I said, Home Depot, when's their earnings coming up? Lowe's is March 20th, and Home Depot, they're coming up quicker, I think. March 9th. Oh, did I say March? May 20th and May 19th. So Home Depot's the 19th. And Lowe's is the 20th, and it's not March, it's May, obviously. So when I say March, there you go. Anyway, so that's Home Depot and Lowe's. We'll be keeping an eye on them guys too. They're not looking so great, but they could have a bounce right there. Netflix had a pulse a little bit. It did have a little bit of a pulse trying to crawl up. We'll keep an eye on that thing. Lucid right here, that's just kind of hanging out. That could get moving. Fun right here is dipping down some more, and I would expect that to touch that like $18 area. Fun trend line right there, and that grab's just kind of hanging out there. It doesn't look great at the moment. We'll keep an eye on it. Big Bear was dipping down a little bit. That looked good yesterday, and then it pulled back again. IMRX, it's in a good spot right there. We got to see what that wants to do. It looks like it was trying to jump up in the after hours right there. And then SenesTech has earnings tomorrow. Or no, they had them today. What am I talking about? Ben, they had it on today. I had to leave because I had T-ball. That's why. What did they do? I have no idea what they did. They missed their revenue estimates there. SenesTech Q1 2026 non-GAAP EPS minus 31 plus 76% year over year, and revenue $493,000 plus 2% year over year, which is good. Beat EPS estimates, but missed revenue estimates. I don't know what their revenue estimates was. Net loss totaled $2.1 million for SenesTech during the reported fiscal period, and that's so there you go. They lost 2.1 million. I wonder what they lose. I mean, is that like well, Ben's gonna interview him soon. I wonder what you lose that on. Is that like operational costs and all that good stuff, and like research and development, and obviously employment and stuff? I don't really know, but I guess they need to get some of these big contracts. I mean, their product's amazing, so it works. And so I guess that's the struggle with every small cap company right there. There you go. So that's the grind that they all face. It doesn't matter whether they have rat birth control or any other product, they all face the same kind of problems. And that's sales for one, and contracts, and marketing and that thing. But like I said, they've had great results with some big areas. So, and now it's getting warmer, and the rats, we talked about that whole, what is it called? I forget what it's called. That rat thing. I forget what it's even called. But anyway, that rat thing going around, and everybody's all worried about that. So you would assume SenesTech would be looking better. But anyway, that's SenesTech. And like I said, they had their earnings, and I'm sure Ben will be interviewing the new CEO pretty soon, I'm sure. So Circle right here circled back down. Luis Rodriguez wasn't looking as good. And let me see. I wrote that down twice today, didn't I? And LAES was down a little bit, but that still looks really good right there. That RTX, like I said, not looking bad. Does have the 20. I think it does try to get up there tomorrow. Lockheed Martin was looking good, and we already looked at these guys right here. Your Marrow is down today, 5%. Your Riot was down as well. And let's see what Clean Spark's up to. That was down almost 6% right there and pulling back. So there you go. Pew, that was up today. Look at that. Didn't we just look at that? Going in the earnings right there. Look at that thing jumping up. Earnings tomorrow. Be careful with that, obviously, going in. And that NCPL, oh, here it is, Net Capital. That was looking good last night, but it did pull back a little bit. But watch that. That looks like some healthy pullback. Yeah, the hantavirus, whatever it's called, however you pronounce it. There he is, Michael Anthony. We missed you the last few nights. Where you been? And how do you say it? The haunt virus. I don't even remember what you wrote yesterday. Laptop travel. You even spell it out for me, and I can't even remember. But anyway, NCPL did pull back a little bit right there. And let's see what your well, let's look at gold right here first. It was pulling back, but it does look pretty decent right there. Like I said, silver's been looking a lot better. And there you are with your silver. J-Nug right here was up some. That looks like it wants to run. And Nug was down. So I have no idea what's going on. It didn't make any sense to me, but that's what was going on. J-Nug was pulling back in the after hours, it looks like. What about that dust right here? And that doesn't look bad. That's the gold miners bear, and the J-Dust JDST is the other one, the junior one. So there you go. And you couldn't post any messages for a few days, huh? You got banned, huh, Michael Anthony? Damn, that's crazy. Mike, somebody banned Michael Anthony. You couldn't post any messages for a few days. I don't know what happened, but I guess he didn't have service or anything. So we didn't have Michael Anthony posting messages. That's what happened. We were all wondering where you were. We were about to send out an alert and see if you were okay. What do they call it? A wellness check. I couldn't think of it. Yeah, we needed an update on the MA list. Yeah, that's what I was saying last night, Michael Anthony. Can you give us an updated Michael Anthony list? We'll go through it in a minute because we're about right there anyway. But yeah, we need a new updated list, I think. I think yours are these plays might be getting old, so you got to give me some new ones. REMX was down today as well. And let's get cruising right through the rest of these. Rhythm, not too bad right here. How about that blink right there, dipping back down? But it did run up. I saw that thing, and then it pulled back there. So interesting one. Sezzle, a little bit of pullback. That looks like it's trying to get set up for some odd reason. And that Sterling had been a monster, but it might pull back down here. Might be a good one that puts on, to be honest with you. Rivian right here. You know, it moves a lot. That's for sure. We've looked at this thing for a while. It moves a lot, but yeah, look at that. What do you think, Luis Rodriguez? Pretty soon for Sterling puts? That might be a good one. They might be expensive, but you know, it could come down a lot right there. Like $100 or $2 would be pretty nice. And we might have to look for that. You know, it's going to happen fairly soon. Rivian right there is pulling back, not looking so good. And your Symbiotic right there is pulling back on that line as well. Let's look at them. We looked at them 3Ds. They were already up. Humana or whatever that's called, that was running. Wow, look at that healthcare one. These healthcare plan ones are cruising along. Oscar, we looked at Copen. We were looking at this one this morning. That was in the Discord. That one tried to recover at the end of the day right there and then just kind of pull back. Nothing crazy. Could be a good one tomorrow. We'll see, Luis Rodriguez. It does have that curl up look, doesn't it? Like it would like to run up a little bit more. We'll look at Copen in the morning. That one might be an interesting one right there. SLI, let's see. That looks really good. That lithium one. I like that one right there. Let's see this one. SLI, that looks nice right there. I do like that. This QURE I liked before. I don't know why I never even got in it because it honestly looked great when you put it on the list like a week ago. Remember I said that thing looked great, and it's continued to run up there. So there you go. QBT, that was the one that spiked up we looked at but did pull back there. NRTX LMT we looked at. They don't look too bad right there. ServiceNow right here is down a little bit. We'll see what's up with this thing when it wants to get ready. And your Poet right here was dipping a little bit, but nothing crazy. Still looks pretty strong up there, and it's been running up pretty good. And that copper one, ERO, Aero Copper or something, look how strong that looks for a momentum play, guys. That could be a good one tomorrow for ERO, so keep an eye on that one right there. And there you are, Luis Rodriguez, and let me see. Yeah, Michael Anthony, we got to get this list together here. DDD reported earnings this morning. That was up. We were talking about that one. That's added to our new list over here. We got rid of Z Space, and now we look at this every day. DDD. That's our triple Ds right there, Michael Anthony. We figured you would like that one. So, yeah, that one we've been looking at right there. And what do you think about TSCO? I don't know. We need a whole new list because, Tractor Supply. Whoa, look at that thing way down there. You're right. I got to write that down. That's going to get set up. TSCO, Tractor Supply. I didn't even know that was that stock ticker, to be honest with you. That's a great place, honestly. And I don't know why it's down so much, but it's definitely gotten beat down. And now it looks like it could get moving relatively soon. Let's keep an eye on that thing, Tractor Supply. I'll be looking at that tomorrow as well. That is an interesting look. So maybe we got to make that one of your new ones. Your list was getting so bad, Michael Anthony. I had to give you one from before. You are the 3 U's just because it was looking good and setting up. So I had to add it back to your list, and it still does look good there. Oh yeah, your ABEO was getting destroyed. It doesn't look that great right there, to be honest with you. And then D-Lo right here, that was going down. That looked like it was going to get destroyed. We should have shorted all these down. UEC, I like that one. We can keep that one. Your Tiger was going down. I said that was dipping. It was in an interesting spot. Maybe you get a pop, but I don't know. Doesn't look great. We could possibly keep that on there. Tag Segura. Now, this one I think could be a decent one. Software. Now, that one right there might be the best one, probably. Your Pedvico is running up because of oil, I guess, looking a little bit better, but I don't know. That's only with the oil plays. Pager duty right there had looked pretty good. Now it's pulling back now. And Goro right here is just Goro. I mean, we traded that one before. It doesn't do anything crazy, so I had to give you your 3 U's back, which is your universal safety product, just because it was looking pretty good. So I will add TSCO to your list, Michael Anthony. We will definitely give me a whole new list, whatever you like that's new. We'll get rid of them other ones because they're not looking so pretty right now. And that is what's going on with your Michael Anthony update, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed that. Laptop Travel already posted his list. Let me throw it up here, Janica. And we'll see what's going on over here with some of these bad boys. AFCG. Advanced Flower Capital, is that like a that should be a cannabis one. It sounds like a cannabis company or something. But anyway, it's not looking bad. Could slowly get up to that 350 right there. AGMH, we've been looking at that one, but this one right here, AGM Group, we've looked at that. That was looking pretty good today. I actually saw this one, and that does look pretty good. Laptop Travel, I do like that one. ASTI, don't Ascent Solar. Not looking bad. It's trying to crawl up right there. I'd have to look at that one tomorrow. BCYC is Bicycle Therapeutics. I don't even know if I've ever looked at Bicycle Therapeutics. Not that I remember. But anyway, that's got an interesting little setup. Look at it. It keeps just riding up like a bicycle. It's popping wheelies right there. So there you go with Bicycle. It might pop a wheelie again. BQ right there. Didn't you have this on the list like maybe a week or so ago? And it's been hopping around. Maybe you had it before that spike. I don't really remember, but that actually looks pretty good right there for BQ. It's a China small cap down in the after hours, but we can look at that. Koya right here. We talked about this one not long ago. I think this was on like one of the scanners or something. That actually looks a lot better right there for COYA. And CRDF is Cardiff Oncology. That actually looks good. Laptop Travel off of that line right there. I could see that trying to jump up. Good old CRDF. What about FLD Fold Holdings? That's an interesting spot. It isn't an interesting spot. It has an interesting look too. I'd probably have to look at it tomorrow, but it's pretty interesting, I must say. If I didn't say that was interesting, it is. HMR, some of these have an interesting look sometimes. That one did. And HMR, that has a pretty good look to try to continue up right there, down a penny in the after hours, but nothing crazy. That does look pretty good to continue. HPAI is Hellport AI. It's hitting some resistance, could just bounce around right there. ODYS is Odd Sight, something like that. It ran the other day. I'd have to look at this. It's trying to regain itself, but I'm not so sure it will just yet. OPRX has earnings, or did today, it looks like. That's an earnings today, and it came down in the after hours, so I'd have to look at that one after them earnings. And Rocket something, Pharmaceuticals. I knew it was Rocket something. I just couldn't remember. And Rocket Pharmaceuticals, I haven't looked at this one in a really long time. That actually doesn't look too bad right there, Laptop Travel, to try to get moving back up. And SBFM is Sunshine Biopharma. I couldn't think of the name of it, but that's what it is, Sunshine Biopharma. That looks really good to go up again, so keep an eye on it. What did it say? S1 filing for dilutive minus 6 million best efforts public offering. So if it's going to have an offering or something, we might want to wait out on it. But that's why it dipped down pretty big in the after. I wasn't even looking that down there. Holy cow. Well, there you go. It's probably going to be a better opportunity now that they just had that offering. So there you go with that one. SLXN, Selection Therapeutics. Now that looks pretty good to try to get out of that basement. And Tom Tech or whatever. Now that don't look too bad to try to run up. That's a China small cap one right there. And obviously he's been beaten down, but just watch out for that little pop up. And the TNON, this is a classic one, Laptop Travel. You know that TNON, that does look good. You'll never forget when it ran from $4 to 125 in 10 minutes at 4 a.m. I remember you were texting me that morning. It was you and oh man, Low Country Profits. There you go. That's who it was. At Low Country Profits. How are you, Low Country Profits? I know you tune in every once in a while. I saw him out at the CNR convention, and we were talking a while. We talked about this again, and that was one of the craziest things ever. Laptop travel. I think it's split since that point, so you can't really tell that it ran up like that. But this thing actually did one more, and honestly, you wouldn't even be able to tell because they didn't have Finviz didn't track it early in the morning back then too. And that thing when it opened up at like 7 a.m. for E-Trade, it was back at $15 because I remember that's what I had it at. I bought it at 8 and it went up to 50. Or no, I bought it at 4. It went up to 15. You guys had it at 4 and it went to 125. That's what happened on that one. You remember that laptop travel? How crazy was that one for sure? And so yeah, that was this one TNON, and this was when 4 a.m. Trading like just caught onto our radar, and I didn't really know anything about it. I couldn't even trade it yet. I didn't even have my Webull account. And I just said to them, we used to talk to each other, Low Country Profits and Laptop Travel and myself. And this was at like the beginning of my show, guys, when I first started doing the shows. And we were talking. I said, that thing's going to pop in the morning. I don't know how high it's going to go, but it's going to go ripping. And they bought a bunch of it because they could trade in the morning hours. And I said, it'll probably be up, but I'll buy some. I'm not going to be able to catch it like you guys. But they loaded up. And yeah, I remember Low Country Profits was scowling out of it. Like I said, it went to $125 from $4 in 10 minutes. It was the craziest thing. So that's when we knew laptop travel at 4 a.m. was a real deal. That was my first exposure of it, and that was a wild call. But anyway, it does look pretty good right there for good TNON. So a lot of crazy calls on this show, that's for sure. Throughout, yeah, guys, it'll be what, 2 years laptop travel on May 31st. That's a Sunday night. I guess we're gonna have to have a 2-year celebration party on a Sunday night right there as I look at the calendar, and that's not too far away, is it? Holy cow, that's so crazy, guys, considering today's like the 12th. We're going to be at the end of May at like snap of a finger, and then I've been doing this show for 2 years, guys. How crazy is that? And it started just obviously I was doing the X streams or whatever they were called. Is that what they're called? X streams, I think. Whatever they were. X spaces. That's what it was called. X spaces. That's what they're called. And so yeah, I was just doing the spaces without the video, and then we started doing all the video stuff. I don't remember when I start doing. I know I have it all marked down because I used to record the videos or whatever, but I don't really remember when I started doing the actual videos. It might have been like a whole year after I was doing the show, I think. But yeah, I used to do the show on them spaces, and it was a good time. And literally laptop travel was on the very first day I hopped on. Like I literally hopped on, did a show, and I tell you guys a story. I won't go all into it, but I was doing cognitive therapy back then for my brain injury 2 years ago. And I didn't know what they were talking about. Like they would give me these papers, and unless it was a topic that I knew or I understood, I couldn't even comprehend anything. Like I couldn't read the words. It just was bizarre. And I didn't know what the hell was going on. And I'm like, what the heck are these people talking about? And they just kept giving me the story. But every once in a while, they give me a story that like would like translate to me. And I'd be like, wow, I can follow this. And that's how I started doing it, because I'm telling you, I was completely out of my mind, lost. And after getting hit in the head, and I didn't know what anyone was talking about. And I was in cognitive therapy. This was after I had just done 9 months of concussion therapy, 3 days a week. And that's how hard I got hit, guys. And then I'm sitting in cognitive therapy, and I didn't really like the doctors that much anyway. It was at the kooky place that I went to. And but yeah, it was just really bizarre to me. And I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. But yeah, that's how I came home, and I was like, yo, I got to figure this out, because I don't know what they're talking about, but I know I can do the stock market. Like I know stocks, and I got to try to figure this out. And yeah, I just started doing a show, and that was that. I have to listen back to the very first show and just see, like, I just hopped on and started talking about stocks, laptop travel. I don't even remember. I have no idea. It was kind of this format, I'm sure. And I really have no recollection, laptop travel, of even starting this show, to be honest with you. I was completely out of my mind. And but this show, I tell you, has helped so much. I'm telling you, it's kept me alive for the last 2 years. I'm not gonna lie, it really has. It's got me up every morning. It helps me sleep. It's obviously helped my brain. I've gotten my long term, not fully back, but I remember stuff now. Like we go through stuff, and I'll remember a story. So yeah, I this show has literally like saved my life after getting hit in the head. So yeah, it all happened, I guess, for a reason. It was kind of bizarre, but May 31st, 2024. Yeah, laptop trial. I'm telling you, he just happened to hop on on the show. Like he was just on there and he was like typing in and writing or something. I just remember talking to him, and he messaged me, and then I'm telling you, I think he was on like he never missed a show. It was crazy. And so obviously we got talking, and then Luis Rodriguez, his wife, used to listen to the show. She was one of the very first person. I used to call her Licho something. I didn't even realize this until not too long ago. Luis Rodriguez told me that, and I was like, what? That's like, I had no idea where Licho something even went. She just kind of disappeared, but she was on every show like at the beginning, and then all of a sudden Luis Rodriguez just started to appear. And yeah, so he started listening from his wife, and then he obviously became a great part of the show. And now me, Laptop Travel, and Luis Rodriguez, we talk all the time. I mean, nonstop. We always communicate with each other. It's like a pretty cool friendship that we've all have, the three of us now. It's really kind of crazy how it happened, and just through the show. But yeah, it's kind of wild. So yeah, Luis Rodriguez, his wife was listening to the show, and then he started listening. And so yeah, let's show something. How are you this evening? Let's show something. We miss it. I used to say her name all the time, and then like she just disappeared. And I just remember Luis Rodriguez just started, like his name hopped up, and it was just, I did put two and two together. It was way too hard for me to figure that out. But yeah, that's what happened. So Luis started listening to the show, and he would always chime in and became obviously a huge part of the show. I mean, he has his own list and everything. And Asian Jolie was one of the original ones too, and that's why I obviously keep the Jolie's jams on the list. I always will too. And hope that she's, I always think about her. I hope she's all right. Everything's all good with Asian Jolie. And yeah, she would send us the Jolie's jams or the Jolie's jumpers every morning. I mean, that was a lot for her. I don't blame her for not wanting to do it, to be honest with you. And and I figured she stopped at the end of the year. I don't, it was perfect timing for her, and obviously it was a lot. And I just I wish her the best. Obviously, I hope she's doing well. And it was awesome that she used to do that every morning. It was pretty wild, and I greatly appreciated it. That's for sure. And she had some great ones too. So hopefully, Asian Jolie's out there listening every once in a while, because we always think about you. That's for sure. I'm telling you, I keep your list on there. The Jolie's jams aren't going anywhere. Let's put it that way. So yeah, that's how it all kind of started. And then we just kind of build on and build on. And like I said, I flipped over to the video part of it and all that. So you guys could, I did that so you guys could see the actual stock charts, and I could kind of teach people how to like look at stock charts. And Sam's been hanging out for a long time. Zach, there's a lot of people I know. Valerie has, obviously, Janice has, or yeah, Janice, Janica, and yeah, Janice, but Janica has, Doge Mom and Nine's been around since like the very beginning. So yeah, there's a lot of people that have been around since like Joseph Levy's been around for a long time. Who else? I'm trying to think. There's a lot of people. So yeah, there's a lot of people that, and there's a lot of people that have come and gone too. So it's pretty wild. And sometimes I see Winter Mute. I see his name pop up on X. Everyone, I'm like, he used to listen all the time. I wonder how he's doing. So yeah, I mean, people, your lives change, and I get it, and that's what happens in life. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how the show even. But yeah, 2 years, guys. I'll be doing this show literally every single day, and you guys know I don't miss many days. I even do it while I go on vacation. And again, I do it for a reason, but not. I love to do the show. I love hanging out with everybody. I do it a lot because of my brain, and I know it's like it's very important that I keep doing it. I knew it was going to. It basically keeps me alive, and I tell the doctors that they think I'm crazy, but I'm like, look, it gives me a purpose. I get up, it makes me do it. There's a lot of days where I'm like, oh man, I just don't feel like doing it, and as soon as I turn this thing on and I hit the live button, I'm like, well, I'm so glad I did it, because I have fun every single time. Obviously, we always have a great time. We try to make it entertaining and a good time. And Michael Anthony's always a great sport and great times too. So yeah, we always have a good time. We learn the market as well. We go through everything. We pick out tons of poppers. I mean, it's not even a question about that. Tell you exactly what the market's going to do. And yeah, that's how it all happens. So it's an interesting kind of story. But yeah, I do it, and I can, like I tell you guys, I can feel the difference on the weekends when I don't do a show. My brain just doesn't work right. I mean, I got whacked in the head, and if you get hit, the left front lobal is like your decision making and things like that. That's why like everything's difficult for me because just look up what your left lobe does in your frontal lobe in your brain, and it's very important. Obviously, your entire brain's important, but like decision making. But I can sit here and talk like I still can figure things out. It's just hard for me to go from like point A to point B and get things done, and that's a big difference because I used to be able to do 10 things at a time and complete everything all the time with no problem. So yeah, it's been a very interesting, I'd say almost 3 years now, that's for sure. But like I say, I'm blessed to be alive. I mean, you tell anybody the story that I got hit with a 10-ton jack with the pressure of a two-story house. No one believes I'm standing here talking. Like, oh, everyone looks at me. Like any doctor, anyone that really understands the logistics of that kind of pressure and weight and what happened, yeah, your head explodes on impact. I mean, you don't live. So it's kind of why that's called a construction accident. You see them all the time, and it does happen. So, like I said, completely blessed to be alive. And I guess I'm here for a purpose. Here you go. We do a fun show together. So let's cruise through and keep going. But yeah, it'll be 2 years, guys. How crazy is that, Michael Anthony? How long have you been listening? You've been popping on for quite a while now, Michael Anthony. And yeah, there's just, and I'm sure there's a ton of people that have never even chimed in on the stream, Doge Mama 9, that we have no idea that's listened like almost every day. I bet there's a couple people. And then there's people that probably listen all the time, like pre-market, nighttime, and have never said hi. I have no idea. But guess what? I appreciate everybody that tunes in. It's awesome because it's crazy. Like I sit here, go through charts, talk to everybody, we have a good time, and there's always people. And then I even do like the hockey play-by-play and stuff like that. And you guys even enjoy that. I got messages that you guys like that. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. And like I said, it's sometimes I really struggle to get myself to do the show because my brain is just like completely smashed. I mean, I got whacked pretty hard. But once I get on here, I'm like in another zone and it's so much fun. And then it's like, it just makes me like have, it's better for me. So yeah, that's why I always say I greatly appreciate everyone that tunes in, and it'll be 2 years, obviously. And yeah, Valerie Welch, I mean, she likes the show every day. She listens to the show. She doesn't really chime in all the time. She won the free Trend Spider the giveaway that time. And so yeah, she's been literally like listening to the show since like day one as well. And that's why I said I know there's people that like the show and have listened for a long time that just never even chime in, and we never really get to say hi. But that's why I try to pay attention to the people that like it, and I write their names down so I can thank people when we do the show. So like Valerie, and there's so many other people. So yeah, I greatly appreciate that you guys even tune in and think that I do something something beneficial or something. Nah, we have a good time. I try to have a good time with you and actually teach the market and all that good stuff. And like I said, the laptop travel, Luis Rodriguez. I mean, what great additions to the show. I mean, they're amazing. Like all the stuff, all the knowledge that they bring. Laptop travel, been doing it forever, and Luis Rodriguez has been doing it a long time. All three of us have completely different trading styles. You know that. We should actually do another option show, guys, together. Let's talk about that because we do Luis Rodriguez, and now I think we can even explain it better since the last one because we've been really getting involved in it, let's put it that way, and all doing better with them. So yeah, Lewis is like a long-term kind of guy. He does, what are they called? What the heck do you call them things when they're like a year out? Whatever they're called. I can't even think what they're called. Lewis, what are they called? Holy cow, what the heck do you call them things? Um Whatever you call it. Lewis always does them. I play them kind of short, but like anywhere from like a week to like couple weeks out is how I do them. And laptop travel, I guess his style is kind of similar. He does them pretty similar. But yeah, we could do like a Zoom meeting or something. Leaps, there you go. Thank you. Leaps. That's what Luis Rodriguez does. I could not think of that word. I'm telling you, when I try to think of something, it doesn't work. Now, if I would just clear my mind and just started talking, leaps would probably come out for some reason. I have no idea, but there you are. Leaps it is. So yeah, Lewis loves them leaps. I mean, he smashed that Google one. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen. So anyway, there you go. Enough chatting about the show and all that good stuff. Let's cruise through the rest of this market and see what's happening. Michael Anthony, have you looked at HLF? That had a great earning. What is HLF? It sounds kind of familiar. Herbalife, that's what it is. This thing was a wild one back in the day. Remember, this thing had went like nutty, yeah, and I'm sure it reverse split, possibly, maybe not. I don't know, but I remember this thing like running real big one time, and I kind of feel like it had to have reverse split because I feel like it was way higher than that, but maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't really know exactly, but I just remember it running like crazy. Herbalife. Um, I mean, it looks like it's trying to set up. I'd keep an eye on it, but I don't know if it's exactly going to get cruising. But yeah, your leap calls, Luis Rodriguez, they're pretty wild things, and it's you buy. They're more expensive, obviously. You're buying the time and the insurance, kind of, but I mean, they work out great. It's crazy. So pretty amazing and just different styles to do it, that's for sure. And I obviously been liking the cues and stuff on the zero DTEs just because I can see the channels, and if you can be disciplined with it, you can do really well. If I'm zoned in, I can do really well with it. If my brain isn't working that day, forget about it because I won't be disciplined with it, and you have to be extremely disciplined and just play them channels real quick. Don't worry about it going. They'll pop back up, and that's your next opportunity. Play the channel right there. That's it. And I explained it at the beginning of the show, but there's way more people here. Then you're playing these things and zero DTEs and stuff. Just play these channels, guys. Like if you just take it from around here to down in this area, that's a beautiful hit. Get out of it because guess what? If it pops back up, which it did, but it can go lower, when it pops back up, that's when you get back in because you're essentially going to make more money from that down there, from here to there, and then from here to down there than if you just ride it all the way down, just because the time decay is really strange on these zero DTs. And I've been experimenting with them, and I've realized if you just play these channels and then look, it gets into the bottom, it's going to pop out. Oh, it got up here. Now it doesn't look so good. It looks like it's about to have that look like it's going back down. Oh, there you go. A couple more minutes. Bam. These things are like 100% plus. These are real close to 100% channels right here. Every one of them going down, guys. So yeah, could you ride it from all the way up here down to there? You could if you were that confident that it was definitely going down. But again, zero DTEs, one spike up, and you'll lose a whole lot of that profit. It'll wipe it out like that. So I've learned to just, if you can be disciplined, and that's what I'm saying, if you don't get ahead of yourself and just say, let me play the channel, and that's it. It's enough to play the channel, and you'll always be green because you'll be getting out. I mean, you're playing one channel. You know which way it's going. It's the same thing when it's going up, but on a red day, you just want to play it down. You don't want to even risk the other one unless you're catching it around here and you see that turnaround happen. And that happened right here. You could see it. So, yeah, you could have played that and played it. I would have probably got out right there and been done. I didn't play it. I saw it happening, but I wasn't playing it at that point. I'd already played it down a few times on a red day, and I was perfectly happy with it. So, but I'm just saying, if you want to look at something, and these things are crazy, obviously they can turn around on you, and you can lose a lot real quick too. So you got to know the risk and what's happening. But yeah, these channels right here are literally, I think that one was like 133% channel right there, guys. So that's what I was doing, and like I said, I've been enjoying them things, and I guess if they're volatile like that and you can catch them channels, you can make your money so fast in a day. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like. I never even did anything like that until I started hanging out with Rhett and them guys in the Discord, and they got me into that. Rhett did. Rhett was always he does the indices, and I love it. I'm so glad I learned it because it's a lot of fun. But you gotta be disciplined. So just take my word with the discipline, and that's for sure. And thank you, Doge Mama 9. I was just kind of reading that. You do a great job, Dougie. I'm learning something new every day. I like that you make us feel normal about topics. For example, the sell button and went to discuss it, and we went on to discuss it that day. Oh God, yeah, the sell button's like the hardest thing to hit in the world. It doesn't even make sense. It's like, why can't I hit that? I could buy them all, but why can't I hit that damn sell button? Because your emotions want you to think that it's going to go higher. But again, yeah, and again, this is where you're disciplined when you think about these things. It's the same thing. If you can do it with the cues like this, you should do it with everything. And I'm not just saying just the channels though, but be disciplined. When you know you should be hitting the sell button, you got to hit the sell button. And that's how I've kind of gotten with the cues in these channels. I know you have to hit the sell button because, again, one quick pop up, it's over real quick. You'll probably be in the red that fast. But also, just these spike up. I mean, again, this is down and to the right. They're not always up and to the right or down and to the right every day. So when it bounces around a little bit, you'll get lost. You'll lose your profits immediately. So, but if you just stick to your discipline and you just stick to that channel and don't care what's going to happen next, because you can play it again next, because you're going to get into a 0 DTE, and again, that's going to be 100% right there, almost like that little couple lines right there, a couple minutes is literally going to be 100%. And then this one's going to do it again, and this one's going to do it again, and that one's going to do it again. So you just can play them short and sweet and still do really, really well. Yeah, I found when I try to push it too far, I get smoked every time. Don't ask me why. So even though I knew that I didn't know 100%, but I assumed this was going down. That 20 and 50 were meeting up, I think, on the 15. Yeah, these things were meeting up like this up here, guys. I mean, you knew it was coming down. Look at it. Look at where it went. It went straight down. I kind of figured it was going down, but I still didn't risk it because, again, if you get out of your comfort, out of your discipline, not your comfort zone, if you get out of your discipline, you'll just get torn apart. And I've done it so many times in my stupid life, especially with a brain injury. Don't even ask me how many times I do it. But yeah, I'm trying to stick to being disciplined and just sticking to what you have to know what to do. And so yeah, that's what ends up happening with that stupid sell button. But yeah, you just got to be comfortable with pushing it. Just as comfortable with hitting the buy button because it's easy. You got to be that comfortable with hitting the sell button, and then not beat yourself up after it goes up afterwards. And I mean, guys, like I say, go in our Discord. You want to see what real trading's like and what real emotions like. Me and Ben talk about it, and even Laptop Travel when he's on there with us, and Rhett. But I mean, me and Ben, we're very, very open and honest about everything. I think we do a pretty crazy show together, to be honest with you. We have good chemistry and we kind of click together. It's crazy. I say he literally grew up like a couple towns away from me. It's really bizarre because he has a pretty similar you know, mindset like I do, like and personality. We're very similar, I'd say. And yeah, we do a great show, I think anyway. I know a lot of people in the Discord do enjoy it, but we're very open and honest. I mean, we tell you all the mistakes that we make all the time, and nobody's perfect. I mean, especially in this, guys, this is a fast-paced thing. And again, I can only stick with like one thing at a time now. I used to be able to trade the penny stocks and other things. Clearly, my brain used to work a lot better. I mean, obviously, but yeah, now I have to stick to what I can do, and more or less like one trade at a time. If I try to do two, it doesn't seem to work out as well for me. I don't know why, but so yeah, that's why the cues seem to work, because I can just stick with it for a couple minutes and boom, boom, and then you're good to go. But I do trade some options. Like I said, I have SAT calls, so I bought some of them. That was cruising up. So I am doing other calls, but I'm kind of buying these out like 3 weeks, 4 weeks out, giving myself a little bit of time so I don't have to be pressured. And if it dips down like it did today, I didn't even care about it. I was like, it dipped down. It's going to go back up. And then look at it. It went right back up, and now they're up. I mean, the calls are up from where we bought them. So that was a beautiful thing. And then I was buying more today, like I said, right before the close right here, right around here. And then it just went straight up. So they're up too. And I had averaged down what I had already bought. So they're fine. And yeah, that thing's going to get ripped in them. I mean, Elon put out a tweet. He reposted a tweet about this company. So I was going to say that thing might be ripping there tomorrow. So yeah, I have been buying them, but I've been a lot more selective. I should have been buying more as these markets have been ripping. But again, when they're all the way at the top, I get like nervous. I'm like Ben. Me and Ben are the same way. I like them down here at the bottom when we're down here, guys. This is where I like to find everything. So when they're already ripping, I feel like how much more can they rip? But when you're in a market condition like this, that's why I said you got to keep that wind to your back and just kind of go with it. And I'm not that type of trader because I like to find the bottoms, but they're not the ones ripping. The momentum plays are ripping now. So you constantly have to pivot. You constantly have to change around what your style is. I mean, not your complete style, but what you're looking at, the scanner and stuff like that. Because guess what? Different sectors set up. The rotation of money always happens. You see big caps run, small caps will run after that because that people make their money in the big cap. Then they rotate their money into the small caps that just got beat down. It makes sense. They find them bottoms too, and then they run them up. So you got to know the market really, really well, like inside and out. We obviously do. We tear it apart. And especially when Ben and I are on, because he really understands the fundamentals. I'm a technical person. I can just tell you based off the charts what's going to go on. I mean, look what I did with the Trump assassination and so many other things. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but it's crazy that charts can even tell you something like that. But I've always said they certainly can, and I've always stood by that. And clearly, I stick by it pretty strongly. And but yeah, it's just kind of wild. But yeah, you got to be honest, and you got to be honest with yourself when you're into something like this. If you really want to do this for a long time, I've been doing it for over 25 years, looking at stock charts, not always trading that long, but been trading for a while. And you have to be honest with yourself. You can't BS yourself and act like you're doing something that you're not doing. You'll get completely crushed. So the honesty, that's where the honesty has to always be there. And again, I live my life on being honest. That's how you become successful when people trust you and stuff like that. You'll be successful because people give you opportunities that they won't give other people because they don't trust them and they're not honest. And so yeah, it's a big deal in business, obviously. But yeah, I've always lived my life that way. And yeah, I try to just point out. And like I said, I've made every mistake like way too many times. I should have quit a long time ago, guys. But somehow I still do this. So I try to like prevent you guys from making these mistakes. And like I say, I think I've cut a lot of years off of some of the people learning the markets and what to look for. Because again, I'm self-taught everything. And back then, there really wasn't that many people. I talk about the guy Jason Bond, Tim Skies was doing some stuff. There was very limited people back when I was doing it. And the internet wasn't exactly this way either. And I showed you guys videos of when I was 17 years ago doing cooking shows online. And I had made everything. I shot the videos, edited. I told you all about that the other night. And so, yeah, I've been into this kind of stuff like my entire life. But I was also doing stocks back then. So just gives you an idea of how long I've been kind of doing this nonsense. But hey, I stuck with it all and I enjoy it. That's why I've always loved stock charts. Again, I never really care about trading too much, but that if you want to be successful in this, you got to learn how to trade them. I mean, you got to be able to execute what you see. And you can't just call them out and not do anything with it. I'm a hell of an analyst. Let's put it that way. But then you got to execute it. So that's when I learned, hey, I got to do something with this thing. Like I have a gift. And then I learned, holy shit, trading's pretty hard. I wish I had someone sitting next to me to trade. And I got pretty good at the penny stocks. And again, it was all about just knowing that they were going to run. And the only times I really ever made money, because I wasn't really a smart trader back then, to be honest. But I was just smart enough to take profits at most times. So that's all it really came down to. And usually I take them on the way down like an idiot. Now you take them on the way up because you're smart. And so you learn a lot of things throughout the years. And that's why I pass this knowledge and experience off to you guys. Because again, I almost lost it all getting in the head. So that wouldn't have helped anybody. So now at least it's all on video. Somebody could ever go back and listen to all this nonsense and see what to do. Because yeah, I think we spelled out the entire market. I mean, every market condition that you could ever imagine. I mean, even on the small cap show, like Money Mark was saying, I remember having this conversation with him last year in the summertime. He was asking me, does this look like 1999's bubble? And I was just getting out of high school at this point. So I didn't really trade back then. I was just picking it up right after that. So after the bubble and all that was happening, that's when I kind of got into it. So I was looking, so I had gone back, did some research, and I was like, wow, he's on to something. He had been trading at that time, Money Mark. And I said, that don't look like a bubble to me. This was last year in the summertime. I said, that looks more like a balloon, and it looks like it's just getting blown up. And this thing isn't popping anytime soon. Now look at where we're at. So it's kind of interesting, right, guys? I mean, that was back here, and I'd say a lot went down from there, right? So I'd say popped up pretty big, and yeah, it was just the beginning. So very interesting. But yeah, we were talking about this stuff last year because these things were even running up. I mean, this was a run up market right there. And now look at it. Now it's just made an astronomical move. I mean, this is Sats, but the entire market looks like that, obviously. So you can see what I mean. And yeah, pretty crazy stuff, that's for sure, because this was the summertime last year. And then it had that little pullback, and then it just kept on going. A little pullback in April. Remember that April pullback? And then boom, that was the tax day or whatever the hell they called that thing. And then we had this one, and boom, just straight vertical. So pretty wild market we've seen here. And yeah, we've kind of gone through it a lot, like everything. We dissected it for 2 yeyears straight almost. So there you are. Sats lost 51 cents. Is that what you said? Sats is going to explode, dude. What are you talking about? They lost. Oh yeah, their non-GAAP EPS of minus 51 cents, but it's plus 28% year over year on revenue, minus 5% year over. I don't know what any of this means, but guess what? The fact that Michael Anthony, the fact that Elon just tweeted this company out at the end of the day yesterday, that's why it went up in the after hours. This thing's going to explode tomorrow. And the chart was already looking great. Like I said, we were buying it yesterday, but then we started loading up on it right around 3 o'clock. I'd say that was a pretty good buy right there going into tomorrow. So that was going on in the old Discord today. And what were you saying? Psychologically, we hate to lose money. Absolutely. So when a trade's going red, it is not red, not a loss until you hit the sell. Your mind and heart say don't lose money, so you don't click the sell button. You're absolutely right. And it goes for both ways, Laptop Traveler. Like even when you're up in the green and you refuse to take the profits, even though you want to, it's the same thing when they're going down. You know it's a bad trade. You know you're going to keep on losing money, but for some reason you're like, maybe it's going to turn around, maybe it'll turn around, maybe it'll turn, and you're just watching this thing bleed your cash right there. Like you're like, I should have cut that thing when I knew I should have. And now I'm all the way at the bottom. And now it's like pretty much worthless. So now what do? Just sit here and wait for it to try to bounce? Or do I cut this loss down here? And yeah, you end up having that fight with yourself. And that's normal because this is emotions and that's psychology and the human brain. So yeah, I agree. Laptop Travel, kind of crazy stuff. But anyway, let's cruise through because we've been talking for a while. I don't even know what the heck I even looked at. Oh yeah, we went through your list there, and then we were doing Michael Anthony. I was just telling him to get a new damn list because his list isn't looking so great. Anyway, SPY Qs and IWM were down. Let's cruise through. Apple is at all-time highs. Don't ask me what the hell is going on, but the White House said that today that Apple CEO Tim Cook has been invited to join President Trump's business delegation to China for the summit with Xi Jinping or whatever the heck his name is. Laptop Travel told us that last night. I don't know how that's news today, but that put it out at 1:40 yesterday. Yeah, because you said that, but that wasn't up there yesterday, Laptop Travel. So it like kind of got pressed today for some odd reason, but you did hear about it. And then Apple just continued to run. NVIDIA got Jensen Hung did not get asked. So NVIDIA, Jensen Hung left off the business delegation for President Trump's upcoming China trip. So that was interesting, I found. So Jensen not going, Tim Cook is going. So how about them apples for you? Literally. And Amazon was pulling back a little bit to the 20 right there. Could pull back a little. It could bounce off. This market. So again, I assume tomorrow we're going to see some kind of Trump pump in China saying, hey, we got some kind of trade deal. This is going to happen. They're going to help end the Iran war. Some kind of Trump news is coming out and the markets are going to get pumped. So that's what I'm expecting to see anyway. I can't guarantee you, but that's what I would figure is going to happen. Either tomorrow or Thursday, you're going to see something about them lines. And Google was down. Meta was trying to pop back up. This could be a good opportunity after Meta's just been beaten down. Microsoft was down a little bit, and that's an interesting look as well. I mean, that could even be a little dip and rip look. We'd have to look at it tomorrow. And again, NVIDIA was up, but Jensen got left off, and it looks like NVIDIA could dip down. China told Trump, don't bring NVIDIA CEO. You know, Michael Anthony, I wouldn't doubt it, to be honest with you. I mean, the dude from what, SMCI or whatever that company is, he got caught stealing like $2.5 billion worth of their chips and trying to smuggle them to China. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Jensen might be pissed with China. Who the hell knows who he's mad at? But look at SMCI. I think this thing's coming down. Yeah, Trump's almost there now. I know he got on a plane earlier and was leaving. I did see that. Well, I didn't see it. I just saw somebody was. I think the White House had posted it out or some crap. But anyway, Tesla was down. We were talking about that one being down, and we'll see if it wants to get bouncing back up tomorrow. It was in the top a little bit. Looked like it wanted to run, but it did. AMC has something going on here. Let's see. I think it might try to bounce back up. If not, it's getting blown away. It's getting tanked right down. So we'll be watching that tomorrow. GameStop, the eBay was like, no, we're not honoring that stupid thing. So they rejected that. And then GameStop went down. And so there you go. I mean, where did Ryan Cohen get this at? He just like dreamt this out of midair and thought that he was going to buy eBay. Like they weren't even in the process to even try to sell it. It was kind of pretty weird. And Jensen's not really welcomed in China. He is very strong Taiwanese. So there you go. Yeah. So Trump made a good decision. He's like, you're probably not welcomed over there. We better keep you off the list so nobody gets pissed off. We'll bring Tim Cook, and they like Apple over there. So there you go. That's what happened. Anyway, Chewy right here. That was up a little bit, but doesn't look great, but could be setting up in Unity right there. That doesn't look too bad, as a matter of fact. Netflix was going up a little bit today. We'll see if it wants to actually get curled up right there. It doesn't look too bad to try to. AVGO and the semiconductors coming down. And remember what we were talking about, that SOXS right there, Luis Rodriguez, and maybe we were on to something. Who knows? But there you go. Because MU was dipping down, and SanDisk right here was dipping down as well, and that came down almost $100. So there you go with that. And let's see what else is going on with this crazy market. TSM, we knew that was pulling back. Why we didn't have puts on that? I said it was coming down the last few days, and SMCI, I feel like, is going to be dipping down pretty good here. AMD had run up pretty good, and now that's topping out. You may see this market, and again, you might see a rotation here because QCOM's pulling back. I mean, these things had massive run-ups. I mean, it's kind of crazy. They have to pull back. I mean, we all know that. So, yeah, you're going to see a rotation. Here comes Snow, though. Snow is looking pretty good. That's getting set up. Let me jot that one down. Good old Snow. That's not looking bad right there. PayPal's an interesting one, too. Is this really trying to get set up here or no? I mean, has a really interesting look. I'll be watching that one tomorrow. It's a fascinating one. Intel looks like that could be pulling back, but is Trump going to try to pump these up? I don't know if it's such a good idea after they've been this extended. I kind of feel like you almost want them to pull back and then get balanced out so you can run them up a little bit higher there as the summer goes on. So we'll see what happens and what their game plan. But this administration obviously has a great game plan. They've been doing it like no other administration's ever done anything in the markets. That's for sure. Just look at them. And Dell right here is pulling back after it's been running up. I'm surprised Michael Dell's not on that trip. IBM, big pullbacks here, guys. We were just watching that thing, being patient. Palantir dipping down a little bit. Sophie also pulling back. Had looked pretty good, just kind of hanging out there. Doesn't look too bad, I must say. Adobe pulling back too. And your Oracle right here also pulling back right there. So all these big cats are all moving back down. And MicroStrategy right here was taking a nice dip today. Excuse me. And Robinhood right here was pulling back. Even Coinbase was not looking the greatest, and it had looked great yesterday. And if I had that, I would have probably rode that overnight, and it came right back down. Could pop tomorrow. Bull looking a little bit better there. We'll see. It could be an opportunity, actually. So we'll keep an eye on that tomorrow. Space pulling back a little bit. Boeing was down a little bit, but again, all these other ones are up there. So keep an eye on that. Aerospace and defense. Nike was down. Doesn't look terrible, but it was dipping back a little bit. And McDonald's is still trying to struggle to get back moving. It's not ready yet. Oxy right there was up. Disney was up a little bit. I don't know. It actually doesn't look. I thought that was going to be coming down much more too, but it's not at the moment. And Monster right here is sticking at the top. So there you go. Trump will sell Intel buying at 20. Yeah, they definitely ran that Intel up. That's for sure. I mean, that was a crazy one down here at $40 or whatever, and then running up to like 120. Pretty wild right there. Michael Anthony. So there you go. And let's see what else is going on here, Janica and everybody else. Let me see. I did post out Laptop Travels interview tomorrow at MOB. That'll be at noon. So I'll be tuning in for that bad boy. We'll check that out. And let's see what else. Let me see. Thursday, May 14th at noon. What is that? I'm not even sure. Is that? Oh, that's the. That's two. No, that's not tomorrow. I'm not sure what you guys are even talking about. Greenland though, looking good. Cerebus, maybe that IPO. That's supposed to come out Thursday, but probably Thursday morning. Trump just posted a map of South America on Truth Social, highlighting Venezuela as our 51st state. Holy cow, he's nuts, guys. He is pretty wild. He's funny, but he's crazy. That's for sure. I told you. I know how crazy. Like crazy people like him. They're crazy. I mean, what are you gonna do? They're crazy, but they're good people and they have good ideas and good heart. But they're a little crazy. They do crazy things. So what are you gonna do? Anthropic launched 10 financial AI agent templates for tasks like KYC and valuation. New dreaming tech lets agents self-correct and improve via playbooks. Huge focus on enterprise automation. Not sure what you're saying there, Luis Rodriguez, but I'm sure it's a pretty good point, and everybody else probably understands, so don't worry. And Netflix did have a pulse today. What's this one? ANET. Not even familiar with that. Did we look at that? Not the one? No, not this one. That one, 20 coming down. It could have a little bounce around. We'll see what's up with that one. It did fill the gap up though, so we'll see. And then we were talking about the how do you say it? The haunt virus or something? I forget. Laptop Travel tried to tell me how to say it yesterday. Haunted virus or something? I forget. I'm retarded. You guys know that. And PPC, I know we looked at it. Did we? I forget. I don't remember looking at this. What is this? Pilgrim's Pride. We didn't look at this thing, I don't think. Is that a new one for you? This one actually could be a good one setting up right here. Good old Pilgrim's Pride. Let's see what their website looks like. I've seen that logo before. Let's see. It is a food company. I've seen that logo before. Not sure what the hell they do, but it's packaged foods right there. So anyway, there you are with PPC. Yeah, that one could be getting set up there, Michael Anthony. I can't believe you couldn't post a few messages for a due day. I mean, a few days. But there you go. Who was the guy that used to count down the poor old guy? He had like a stroke and they still had him on doing a countdown for New Year's Eve. What the hell was his name? I can't think of it and I probably won't. But anyway, Dick Clark, that was his name. I see, as soon as I stopped thinking of it, there it came out. Dick Clark. And the 1 year, like the poor guy had a stroke and he's still in there trying to count down. And he was like, Happy New Year. And I only know that Cavino and Rich used to play the clip all the time. It was so funny. And so yeah. Happy New Year right there, he said. And it literally, he was like, Happy New Year. I mean, it wasn't even close to an end. I know I have like a hardcore New Jersey accent, so my words sound all crazy. I mean, just straight up with like Happy New Year. It wasn't great. Not great, but it was pretty funny. Poor old Dick Clark. I was like, who's putting this guy on? He's had a stroke. I mean, leave the guy alone. Jesus Christmas. Just pass it on. You can't want to really do this anymore after you had a stroke and you can't talk. Maybe he really wanted to do it. I have no idea, but yeah, kind of crazy. I have no idea, but he did say Happy New Year. I'll tell you that. But yeah, so you did say in a few for a due days, and you meant to say for a few days there. So that's what reminded me of that. And look at B. Isn't that Barrick Gold right here? Barrick Mining. Yeah, it is. This used to be something else. Wasn't it like GOLD and then they changed it, or I guess they gave that to somebody else? I don't remember. It used to be something else. I forget what the hell it used to be. Anyway, here you go. Barrick, they missed some stuff. They look like they were having earnings going on today as well, or yesterday it looks like. And it doesn't look too bad right there, I'd say. We'd have to look at that. And obviously, gold's not looking bad. Like I said, silver looks a lot better, to be honest with you, at the moment. So keep an eye on silver. And let's see. And yeah, we need a new Michael Anthony list, that's for sure. Maybe MA. He was stranded in the Straits of Hormuz. He was trying to get that all situated and trying to make a peace deal, and that's why he needed a due day. A few days. He couldn't hang out with us, and no, he had to call YouTube. How the hell did you get through to them? But didn't know what was going on. Who'd you call? I want to know who the heck you talk to at YouTube. I'm amazed. Michael Anthony got a number for YouTube and probably talked to somebody. He's probably chatting away with him. Like, yeah, so I can't post a message and I'm trying to get on Dougie Fresh's show. You know, that stocks and stuff, that maniac. Yeah, I need to post onto there and talk to these guys. And some reason it's not working. Can you help me out? And they're like, how'd this guy get our number? And Michael Anthony's there bothering them. How the hell did you call YouTube? I didn't even know you could call YouTube. I thought you just kind of had to figure it out on your own. Give me their number. Michael Anthony, dude, I have an account. I can't even get into this account. I'm not even kidding, guys. I really can't. The account's so old. It's 17 years old, plus 17. What is it? Cooking. Hold on. What was it? Cooking with. Here you go. It's already up. I can't even get into this thing. I could be monetizing this damn thing. I mean, look at it. Some of the video has 99,000 views, 76,000, 36. They're not touching close to my stock videos now. I guess that's all I had to do is come on here and say that I wish my stock videos started to get more views, because now all of a sudden it's they're getting more views. That's for sure. I must say. Hold on, Luis Rodriguez did post some. I'll have to look and see what it's doing. But we did get a lot of views here. I mean, this one had 2.2 million, and another one from this interview had 900,000. So that was like over 3 million in them 24 hours right there. And then we just did this one, 2.1 million that they just posted literally a day ago. Look, yesterday, 24 hours right there. And then I reposted the other one too right here, 1.1 million, and they reposted that yesterday. So that was 24 hours. So there's another what is that? Is that 2.1 something? Whatever. It doesn't really matter. That's over 3 million views. Let's put it that in another 24-hour period, guys. What just happened to X? It just like disappeared. What just happened? Where did X just go? There it goes. Holy cow. And then I tried to hit the home button. I was waiting for it to come back. Oh, wait, hold on. Go back here. There you go. Oh, never mind. I screwed it all up. Anyway, who cares? But yeah, that's pretty wild there. Here it is. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, that was over that's over 3 million views on them two, and another two. That's the second time in 5 days cracked over 3 million views with 2 videos in a single day. That's crazy. Laptop Travel is going to do it tomorrow. Watch, we're going to blast his interview out like crazy. We'll get him over 1 million views too. How about that, Laptop Travel? And there's some Billacom right there. And yep, we'll be listening tomorrow. So everybody be sure to tune in for Laptop Travel while he interviews Warren. Warren's great. And I like him a lot. He answered a lot of good questions for me. I got to cut that one up and or ask them guys to cut that clip at the end when I just kind of went off the again, I was talking about it last night, so I won't go too much into it, but I was asking him about like the drone shows that they do at these towns, and he explained exactly how they operate, and he also explained, oh yeah, we were going to look at this. Ready? Hold on. Let's look at this. Drone show. Hold on. Drone show gone wrong. That could definitely do it, huh? That might work. Hey, look, this is it. He was talking about this. He said this happened, and Chinese-made drones crashing in the river. Multiple drones crash, fall on crowd during downtown Orlando holiday drone. So yeah, this happened in America. He didn't even mention the one that happened in America.
Hold on, we got to get
instead.
this. 3 minutes
each. You guys hear that? Yeah,
every
you probably
morning.
Should be able to hear that.
And watch what happens.
A holiday drone show in Florida.
I just want to see the video. Hold on. Let's see. Here we go.
Crowd, take a look.
No, what's happening?
Yeah, so all these drones, look at it, they're just like falling out of the sky. Look at this.
I mean, this is scary. The FAA says
they're just falling out of the sky on people. Look at that. Like, that's insane.
Show over Eloa Lake in Orlando.
That's
Saturday.
In Orlando.
ABC News reports the show was actually
like one of them
put on
hit
by
you in the
Texas
head, you're probably going to have a brain injury like me, I'd assume. I mean, they're up there in the sky pretty high. That thing's coming
this
down.
Happened during the first of
it's
two
gonna hurt.
scheduled
That's for damn
shows.
sure.
City
Look
of Orlando
at that thing.
did cancel.
So yeah, I was
the
asking him
show,
about this. So
tonight
yeah,
the
this is
FAA
happening
continues to
all over the
investigate.
place. And these things can be hacked. What was that thing that just like came
show,
flying
and
out of the
tonight
air
the
over
FAA
here. Was that a
continues to
bird that just got
investigate.
hit? Hold
Endo
on,
did
look over here,
cancel
guys.
The second show, and
What is
tonight
that thing?
the
It's
FAA
like a bird.
continues to investigate.
Right there. Oh, that duck was like, get me the hell out of here. Look at
Cancel
that
the
duck.
second show, and
That's a
tonight the
duck
FAA
swim. Look at him.
continues to
He's like,
investigate.
get me out of here. This thing's crazy. Holy cow. So yeah, I'd asked Warren about that. He was talking about it. There's one in Orlando where it happened. He was talking about ones like in China and Australia, I think. That shit happened right here in America. So yeah, I was saying last night, like I said, I was watching these videos because it was happening that they had one at the town next to me. They didn't fall out of the sky, but I was thinking in my head, I'm like, man, these things, can you hack this shit? And that would be pretty crazy. Like you start sending these things at like people in a town, like, you know, like just imagine you go to your small town to go see that. And the next thing you know, drones are like flying at you. Like it's like, you know, like it's like you're in the military all of a sudden. You're like, I didn't sign up for this. I just came to see like this thing make the American flag and like be cool. And now all of a sudden I'm being like attacked. So yeah, kind of crazy. Oh, Luis Rodriguez also posted yesterday. They found them 15 drones. I had no idea. Luis, thanks for posting that. I didn't even notice you posted that last night. But right here, remember we were talking about this? I said that, yeah, they actually found them. They were in some shipping company, like some trucking company had them. And then no one even knows what happened. But yeah, these were like these 15 agricultural drones that like literally spray out like pesticides. And they were really afraid that like they were going to be used for terrorism. And I don't blame them. So yeah, check this out right here. What's this? Breaking the odds of the Fed hiking interest rates in 2026 surge to a new high. The odds of the Fed hiking interest rates. Huh. That's interesting. After U.S. CPI inflation hits a 3-year high right there just months ago, markets were pricing in 3+ interest cuts, and now they're going to hike them up. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if Trump's going to be too happy about that, Luis Rodriguez, that's for sure. But anyway, there you go. So a bunch of interesting stuff right there. And let's see what else is going on over here. Blocked by ORGC. I'm not even sure what we were talking about. IRGC. The IRGC. I'm not even sure what we were even talking about there, laptop travel, but we were probably talking about something. But yeah, we need a new watch list here, Michael Anthony. So please send me over some new ones. UUU hasn't reported earnings since last year. Is that true? How'd they go a year without reporting anything? You can't do that. Well, maybe they did. What the hell? I don't see any earnings anywhere. Michael, maybe they've never reported earnings. Did anyone see an E here anywhere? There's a D. They gave a dividend one time. They're like, here, everyone want a dividend. Forget, we're not going to report earnings. Here's a dividend on this day, and just forget about it. What the hell? You're right, Michael. What in the hell? What's going on here? It's a U.S. company. How the hell don't they have to report? I don't understand that. That's pretty weird. Don't ask me. I don't know. That's pretty weird. McDonald's looking interesting. I think so too. MCD down here does look pretty interesting down here. I mean, anything is going to get curled up right here and try to run up. I mean, that's still kind of a bottom look. You could still be basing out and pull back a little bit, but I would say we want to keep our eye on it down here because that's down pretty good this year. Look at that thing. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty nice dip. It looks like it's dipping down. Again, how do any of these companies going to remember I was saying this the other day before they even reported their earnings? I said this. I can't imagine any of these food companies reporting any good earnings. Who the hell's going to buy this stuff? I mean, the food's so insane right now. Try to go out to a restaurant. I mean, McDonald's will cost you $20 for like a value meal or whatever. It ain't value anymore. Everything's astronomical. I told you a pint of blueberries is like $7 around here. It's crazy, guys. So yeah, how are any of these places? Yeah, the prices are hiked up, but they're losing mad foot traffic. I mean, not the amount of people that usually go in to eat there are just going in there to eat anymore. It's just way too expensive. This Initiative Surgical, I couldn't think of the name of it. I am familiar with it, but I couldn't think of it. That's trying to get a good bounce play. That's an expensive one right there. Here we go, Doge Mama 9. She has some good ones for us. Let's see. ARHL. Wait, is that AEHL? I bet the antelope. Yep, AE. I should have just looked down the line. That one, remember we were talking about I said the antelope was going to run in the morning. Did I not? There you go. It does look like it wants to run a little bit more. We were talking about that one the other day in the last few days. So that one did look good. Alp right here. Look at this. That was not on my radar. That's a nice little penny stock right there. Look at that one, Doge Mama 9. That does look pretty good right there. I like that look. Keep an eye on ALP and SNGX right here. Let's see. Is this that? Didn't I have one of these on my list last night? That looks really good. Was that the one? Which one did I have on there last night? I forget what it was. Where did I put my list? Here it is. What was that one that I wrote down? SN. That wasn't the one I was thinking. This wasn't the one. All right, SLN something. It wasn't this one. Yeah, that one looks really good right here. I'd keep an eye on that one for sure. That one looks like it's going to go ripping in the morning right there. SNGX, I'll write that one down on my penny stock list right there. And Data Vault was looking good. It was up, what, a couple cents today? 4 cents. Yeah, that was looking really good. We did say it probably would bounce off of here. I would say keep that Data Vault. That could be a great one. As a matter of fact, they don't have. I thought they had options for some odd reason, but it's only 50 cents. That's because it was up there. It used to run up higher, obviously. But yeah, that's looking really good right there for Dataval. We might have to keep your eye on that one for sure. And let's see what else is going on. PLNT, what's Plant doing? That's what it looks like to me. Planet Fitness, that's what that is. That's obviously a gym. That's looking pretty good to try to run up. That's been beaten down pretty good, too. Look at that beat down this year. Wow. Touching the bottom. Yeah, I could see that one trying to move again. Michael Anthony, PLNT. I'm going to write that one down over here. We might add that. That's going to be a good one for your list. PLNT. TSCO. Yeah, give me a couple for your list right here. Let me make you a new list. Michael Anthony list. Hold on. I'm going to write it right here. MA. TSCO PLNT. That's a good one right there. Give us some more. You like PayPal? Again, I don't know what PayPal's up to right here. I was talking about it earlier. And it either is going to get blown apart or is setting up to do something crazy. Looks like it's trying to set up to me, but I can't promise you on that one. And HLF, did we look at that? I forget. I don't even remember. Herbalife, we did look at that. Lulu, that one's been pulling back there. Luis Rodriguez, that's another good one. Maybe we'll add that to your Michael Anthony list. How about that? You like Lulu, Michael Anthony? That could be a good one for you. That one's been pulling back pretty good down there as well. There you go. And let's see, Zoom meetings and leaps, and we were talking about all that good stuff. And Doge Mama 9 said I did a great job, so thank you very much. And ABCL, what is that? I don't even know what that is. Hold on, we do look at. No, I don't know that one. ABCL, not familiar with that one. What did you say? Report earnings with a loss. Not familiar with Abcelera or something like that. It does look like it's going to pull back right there. Soxus right here. Did you see it close over? Close under 9, but almost hit 10 with lots of volume. Yeah, we gave this out yesterday. If you were here, Michael Anthony, Lewis and Rodriguez and myself have been talking about this bad boy. So you would have been early to the party. That's why people tune into this show. We literally gave this one out, said there's no way this thing isn't going to be running soon. And it certainly did. I'm going to keep that Planet Fitness up there. That looks pretty good. The Family Trust bought over 70,000 shares at $4.28. What are you talking about? Is that for PLNT? I don't even remember what the price was. No, it can't be that one. Which one are you talking about, Michael Anthony? I don't know what the heck you're talking about here. No idea, to be honest with you. Not sure what you're talking about, but let us know what the Family Trust bought 70,000 shares of. Because I have no idea what you're talking about there. Sats we were talking about. And let's see, you do get the news early, laptop travel being over in the Asian countries. And, yeah, you seem to get that news early. You knew that yesterday, like I said, about Tim Cook. And then, yeah, you are like a whole day earlier for some odd reason. You get some of that news earlier. PTLO, isn't that, hold on, is that, no, that's not the one I was thinking of. Is that Portillo? Oh, yeah, it is Portillo's. Yeah, we'll add this one to your list, too. There you go. PTLO, that's a good one to add to your list. Change your list up. This one could, I mean, it looks like it's going to dip down a little more, but it could get set up there. Can start a big move up with a director bought 70,000 shares. There you go. Oh, that's who you're talking about. His trusted. Okay, so Portillo's right here. Yeah, I would say that might be a good opportunity down here. I like that dip. We'll keep an eye on that one. I'll keep it on your list so we can keep that one. And Trump's almost there. Jensen's not really welcomed in China. And let's see. They were hoping that the VP of SMCI would be coming bearing gifts. I'm sure laptop travel. Absolutely. You guys have some more NVIDIA chips we could borrow? Yeah, he tried to smuggle in like $2.5 billion in NVIDIA chips. I mean, kind of crazy, but he did. And you think there are a few more companies bring what you think? I think there are a few more companies bring NVIDIA chips to China. The chip is still selling off. That Soxes could work to the 20-day. Trump will sell Intel at 20, according to or bought because he bought it at 20. I think they bought it at like 40, but still around there. And people started selling in May to get out while the market is still up. Not sure what you're really talking about. Celsius right here, isn't that what Celsius? Celsius, I think it is. Yeah, Celsius. I always say Celsius. Celsius right here is dipping down. We were looking at this last week and it wasn't really doing anything right there. And let me see what else is going on. Hantavirus, that's how you say it. Laptop Travel, thank you very much. And YUMC is KFC in China. Do you know that? Is that Yum Factory? No, that's not that Yum. That's Yum China. There's another Yum Foods or Yum Brands. That's this one right here. That actually could try to run a little bit too, but this Yum China Holdings right there is like KFC in China. Well, there you go. Dick Clark, thank you so much. We did remember that. Citadel just filed that they have purchased 4.9% of DGXX. Wow, that's wild. How about that, Laptop Travel? That's a good one tomorrow. And we do have options. I have options on that going into tomorrow. I'll be excited for that. And Sats, it should be a good one there. So there you go. And Portillos, we'll be looking at it. It's on your it's on your list now. That's for sure. And you sign in with your username and password. No, Michael Anthony, guess what? That account is so old, that one that's 17 years old, that my cooking with Skinny and Minnie, that you just can't even, it wasn't like that before. Like they had a different setup. They won't even let me sign in. I'm not even kidding. I can't sign into it. I have the password and the thing. I still have it written down from 17 years ago. It doesn't work. And yeah, they changed the entire thing. And you can't get in. I've actually reached out to them and I couldn't get on there. And maybe I have to reach out. You got to tell me what number you're talking to them on, because I got to get a hold of YouTube so I can get my account. And yeah, that was pretty crazy though, right? With them drones falling out of the sky. But yeah, I got to get this account so I could monetize this thing. I mean, look at this thing. Jesus Christmas. Some of them have a lot of views right there. So there you go, everybody. How do you like that? That was my cooking show I used to do 16 years ago right there. Some of them are from 17 years ago. I know that. We were looking at, there you go. There's one. How to prepare jalapeno peppers and cut honeydew and mango and all that good stuff. Ice cream, broccoli, whatever you want to do. And cross-contamination. Look, I even did that. Cross-contamination and danger zone. I even gave you a little health and safety tips. I don't even remember any of that stuff. Pan-seared salmon with the shrimp and all. We watched that one the other day. And then we were watching on Cinco de Mayo. Weren't we looking at that? How to make the guacamole and that all good stuff. So there you go. And that is what my cooking with Skinny and Minnie was like. And that was the little trailer I did back then and all that good stuff. So anyway, yeah, I can't really get into the site. I'm not going to lie. Or onto the YouTube, I mean. It doesn't let me, so. Anyway, enough of that. Let's keep on cruising and we'll wrap up this show because it is getting late. I didn't even realize it was that late. What's is that AT&T? Yeah, T. Not looking too bad. Verizon, that actually looks a lot better right there, I must say. Verizon looks pretty good, guys. We might want to keep an eye on that shitty company right there. Verizon launched $4 billion hybrid bond sale to refinance debt and fund cash tender or something. Yeah, they're a real shitty company, that's for sure. But we'll have to watch it because it does look pretty good right there. And TSCO is that Tractor Supply, and I'm telling you, we'll watch that one. And PPC, Pilgrim's Pride. There's another one for your list right there, PPC. We're getting a couple ones. You like TSCO, Pilgrims, whatever, Portillos. That's a good one. And the Senate did confirm Warsh to the Fed board today with the Fed chair vote likely tomorrow. So there you go. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. That did happen. And again, tomorrow you do have your PPI. So some more inflation reports coming in, and we'll see how they look. And that is what we have. Let's see. The Asian markets are mixed as investors watch Trump-Xi meeting and Iran tensions. You're not kidding. Asia markets falter as hot U.S. inflation, shaky Iran ceasefire away. Stocks pair losses, bonds fall after inflation, and the U.S. stock futures wave as Wall Street weighs. U.S. trade. I just read that and didn't understand a word I just read. U.S. stock futures waver as Wall Street weighs U.S. trade and Iran tensions. Why the oil crisis could become a full-blown global catastrophe within a month. I mean, everything seems like it's going to become a catastrophe like pretty soon. But hey, what are you going to do? Just ride it up and have fun with it, I guess, right? Like we were saying. And oh, what? There's Zach. You're the man. Zach, how are you, brother? Glad to see you hanging out there. Look at Zach hanging out. Holy cow. How you been, dude? I saw you posting some good stuff and getting back into it. Nice to see you hanging out there, Zach. Nice of you to tune in and join us. And cool. How are you, dude? Let us know what you're looking at. You were looking at, I actually mentioned it yesterday. As a matter of fact, that 1-800-Flowers, you were looking at that thing. Let me find it. 1-8FLWS right here. You were looking at this, and I had it on the list yesterday. I forgot to jot it back down. But, yeah, it doesn't look too bad right there trying to run around for 1-800-Flowers. So I was actually keeping an eye on that today. Look at it. It was up a little bit, not looking bad. It breaks through that resistance right there. I'd say at 450, it's going to get rock and rolling. So there you go. Listening, just going to bed. Awesome, dude. And NVAX, here you go, guys. Here's a little Zach Morris plays right there for you guys. Nice of you to tune in and hang out. And what is it? NVAX. I've looked at this. Novavax, that's what that one is. That's not looking too bad, too. That's about to start trying to curl back up. 2050 meeting up right there. Sold off because of Mother's Day. Yeah, that's looking really good right there. And I could see that one rolling right off of there. Your 2050 meeting up might come down like right there to your 896 would be a great buy and should get popping back up. I agree with you. That one does look good. I'm going to write that down, too. And keep an eye on them tomorrow, actually. Yeah, I was looking at the FLWS today, as a matter of fact, the 1-800-Flowers. I was like, it doesn't look bad right there. I could see it getting up over this line, off that trend line, and getting popping right there. So interesting looks. And, yeah, Vax play right there for sure. No NVAX. And, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. That's a biotech one. Not sure what they have going on right there. Memory chip stocks hit. That was just some other stuff going on there. What did they say over here? November 7th for some kind of health conference there. So there you are. And this ran the 330. I do remember this, actually, now that you say that. This one did pop up there on that during COVID, right? Yeah, I do remember this thing, Novavax. You're absolutely right. This one did run. Totally forgot about that. Wow, look at that the monthly chart on that thing, Zach. You're right. You might be on to something with that thing. Holy cow. That does look pretty good. Weekly chart getting set up too, but that monthly chart looks good. So, yeah, if it doesn't even pop once you get up to here, so if you're getting up to that $13 area, it might hit some resistance, but that's a good line right there to try to move to. And like I said, it wasn't looking bad on the daily right here to try to curl right up. You can see it trying to move. So there you go. And you said it ran there and Flow US. Oh, if the FLWS sold off because of Mother's Day. Well, that might make sense right there. And yeah, look at that thing. Jumped up right there. That was probably the spike up on Mother's Day around here, I would guess, because that just happened, May 8th, and then sold off right there and then get bumping back up. I could see it. And that was the run up for Mother's Day, I'm sure, right here. That was probably a good play. Yeah, no, like I said, that thing gets back over 450. It should get running, and I'll keep an eye on that tomorrow, too. So, yeah, beauties right there. Look at Zach chiming in with some good ones as he's laying in bed about to pass out tonight. Even Zach's hanging out with us. So there you go. Appreciate it. 818 million in cash for 1-800-Flowers. Really, that seems like a lot of money for them, huh? What is their market cap? It's like 281 million. Wow. Pretty damn good. I never even knew that a company had that much money because they do all like you only really ever hear. I only ever hear of them when it's like Valentine's Day and Mother's Day. Seems like that's when they always have specials and you see it like really popping. So honestly, Zach, we should have been on that before Mother's Day, and obviously we should be paying attention to it as anytime Valentine's Day and Mother's Day come popping up. I can only imagine if you look back at like February 14th, it probably gets rolling right around there. Look at it. There you go. Like I said, is that February 14th right there? 13th, 14th, boom, coming down. I mean, this should be like clockwork, I would say. So that's pretty interesting, huh? and then you'll get another spike up right there, and then it'll pop. But this actually looks kind of good to get up there, so that's pretty fascinating. Oh, Novavax has the 809. I was going to say that's crazy for 1-800-Flowers to have that much money. Okay, this company that's a $1.5 billion market cap. We know that's a pretty one, and pretty big guy. They have 818 million in cash. You're saying. That's a good, like I said, this thing's going to it's going back to this 1060 with no problem. And you should revisit this 11 area. And like I said, when you pull it out on your monthly, I mean, that looks really good right there to just get cruising. So that was at 13 or something, 12 something. It was right around there. But yeah, that looks really nice right there. So I'm keeping an eye on Novavax too for you. And we'll be watching that. Data Vault, check this one out. This one's a good one too. We just mentioned it. And yeah, this is popping off the bottom. The only thing I just aren't a real big earnings person. You guys know that, but this thing's getting curled up, and I don't know if it's really getting knocked down. I think the last earnings it did pretty well, didn't it? Yeah, it spiked up after that one. This one was kind of dead, but that's when it really started to move right there. So interesting right there. And you had the 1-800-Flowers a few weeks ago under 4, and then it ran to 6. So there you go. Perfect. Yeah. I'm going to say I got to write that down and mark it down every Mother's Day and every Valentine's Day. I mean, that should just be like clockwork right up until the week. That should just be cruising right there. So good stuff, Zach. Great input. Appreciate you tuning in, hanging out. And yeah, tune in and hang out any day you want to. We'll have to do something again and hang out and have fun together. And like I said, I saw you posting some good stuff out there. So I was checking it out clearly because I knew that you had the 1-800-Flowers. I didn't see Novavax though, but definitely on my radar now. And I'll be watching it. So there you go, Luis Rodriguez, and Zach's hanging out with us. Michael Anthony. Zach, we have a great person, Michael Anthony. This guy's amazing. He's a fascinating individual, but he's amazing. I love him. And of course, Laptop Travel's always on, and Laptop Travel's doing his interview tomorrow at noon with the CEO of Mobilicom, MOB, Warren. He's a great guy, so you guys can tune into that, of course. And Luis Rodriguez always hanging out, Michael Anthony, Doge Mama 9, and everybody else that tunes in. I greatly appreciate it, like Janica and everybody else. So, yeah, a nice little visit from Zach. Haven't heard from you in a while. Hope all is well with you, Zach, and you're doing well. And I will keep in touch with you. And like I said, hop on anytime and tell us what you're up to and what you're looking at, and we'll definitely be looking at it as well. So there you go. And follow them. Just tag me with them. I sure will. I'll tag you with everybody, and I'll say Zach was hanging out there, and I'll tag you with Laptop Travel and Luis Rodriguez. I put in work every day. I was talking to Zach. I was saying this earlier, and I've mentioned it to you before. You know, I got hit in the head pretty good, but I was saying actually 2 years, Zach, I've been doing these podcasts, and they started as the old streams, the what were they called? X Spaces. And so on May 31st, Zach, it'll be 2 years that I've been doing this. And I started doing it because I was doing cognitive therapy. I was just telling the story earlier. But and that's how I really started doing the show. And I say it's so good for my brain after getting hit in the head. I push myself to do it, but I think it's actually kept me alive, to be honest with you, for the last 2 years. It's given me a lot of purpose to like show up and get up and do things, and drives me to do it. So yeah, I kind of had to push myself. And now I'm trying to get better with my brain injury. I was in like left field in another galaxy there for a while, but I seem to be getting better now. And like I said, this show has been a miracle for me, because I not only did I survive a miracle, this show has definitely kept me alive here, I think. So it's definitely interesting, that's for sure. Crazy story, I know that, but yeah. So yeah, let's definitely do it up there. So we'll do a podcast together. I'm in, dude. Let's do it, Zach. You're amazing. We're in. You know that we could push things, and definitely see what's going on in the markets. I love it. You guys know that. And everything happens, Zach. I say it all the time. Everything happens for a reason. Don't ask me why I got hit in the head with a 10-ton jack with the pressure of a 2-story house. It makes no sense to me. And again, I should be dead. I mean, my head should have exploded on impact. So the fact that I even survived it was amazing. And then I've walked around almost the last 3 years completely out of my mind. But now I got the right team of doctors, and it's been way better, I have to say. So they're getting me on the right track, that's for sure. And I definitely feel a lot better. But yeah, I feel like the last 2 years of doing this show have literally kept me alive so I could finally find the right team of doctors to like keep my brain intact because I was just out of it. And again, I was explaining earlier, I got hit in the frontal left lobe. That's all your decision making and stuff. Just look it up. You'll do some crazy shit if you get smashed in your frontal left lobe right there. And again, I took a 10-ton jack with the pressure of a house. I mean, it's not like someone hit me with a baseball bat and I should be dead. Let's face it. You don't live through things like that. The jack weighs 90 pounds itself and it was pressured with the house. So it was crazy. And yeah, so interesting stuff, but everything does happen for a reason. And I guess that's, part of life. And you, like I say, you got to kind of laugh about it and just go with the flow. I've laughed about it for the last 3 years, but I'm finally ready for my brain to kind of work a little bit better. And it has been. They put me on some medicine, like a different med. Oh, they put me on a medication, and it's actually been working. So it's been really nice. But anyway, there you go. So yeah, I like to just be on. I had a teledoc appointment today, and I was telling the old doctor everything and telling him about my show and stuff, and I was telling him exactly this. I'm like, look, this show's kept me alive, and it's actually like to the point where I try to remember the stock tickers and remember the company names. Like, I didn't care about that stuff before, but I do it as a brain exercise. And I said this the other day, to try to improve my brain. I mean, I got whacked in the head really hard, and I'm telling you, I definitely was walking around in another planet for a long time there. So it's nice to kind of come back to earth a little bit, but I feel like I can come back a little bit more. And this show has really helped me along big time. So that's why I say I really appreciate everybody, MS in Florida, hanging out as well. But yeah, Zach, so we'll definitely keep in touch for sure. And that one show we did that day, we did it when Trump got inaugurated. We did a show. That was like one of the craziest shows. We had NCAA championship on. Trump had just got inaugurated that day. And that was probably one of the biggest shows. I mean, that was definitely by far my biggest spaces by a long shot. I mean, that was huge. We had so many people on. It was crazy. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time and always have fun talking to you. So, appreciate you tuning in there and everybody else. And there you go. Let's pump up the ETF. Actually, I'm telling you, Zach, that's been looking good. The other Zach, and then Zach Morris, but that's actually been looking good. I don't even know who's behind the I guess it's who keeps tuning in. I just forgot their name, but oh man, why'd I just forget it? Anyway, I'm bad with names. But yeah, someone's been behind the old X account and stuff and pumping it up there. And I honestly think it could get moving when this whole Bitcoin gets cruising. And we're going to see crypto moving. Obviously, it's going to be cruising up. I mean, it's not going to be going down. You're just getting this channel. And like I was saying the other day, you're about to start getting into a bullish channel. Once it gets over this 200 right here and it's going to do it, that's when we're going to end up getting really bullish right here and start cruising along. You'll start seeing better setups and things moving. So it's just taking its good old time here. And we do have all kinds of data coming out this week. And we're still in the middle of like a conflict and everything. And again, Trump's in China. So just expect in the next day or two, tomorrow or Thursday, some kind of Trump pump where, he says, hey, we got a trade deal with China and China's going to end the Iran war because they've been helping stuff and all that crazy stuff. So just be expecting that Trump pump, and then the markets can get ripping, and Bitcoin, everything else will follow. So there you go. And let's do it up. There you go. And yeah, and the meme coins, everybody has to understand at this point that the meme coins, you get into them and you get out of them. They're almost like penny stocks. Let's put it that way. They're not something that you're going to want to stick around forever. But I'll tell you what, Zach, they can make crazy money. I mean, let's put it that way. Them things can fly like you've never seen anything fly before. And I do think the meme coins are going to get popping again. And again, it comes down to once crypto's rolling and the money just keeps flowing into it, people just start getting crazy with it. And then the meme coins go nuts. Everything goes nuts. You guys know that. I mean, just look at the market right now. It's the same situation that just happened in the market with the quantum stuff and all the memory stocks. It's the same exact thing. The money just pours into these things and they just go crazy. And then you know what exactly is going to happen? The same thing that happens to everything else, like we always talk about. They come back down because people sell them at the top. So I guess at the end of the day, you can't really, everything's a pump and dump. At the end of the day, everything has always been that way. So I guess you have to kind of look at the market like that. And then that's when it comes into your discipline we were talking about earlier and being disciplined with trading. should you ride it up any longer? Should you be risking these things when you're already up so much on them? And yeah, it's a big risk when you do that instead of just taking the profits and moving on. So again, it's the same thing with the meme coins and everything else, and even a SanDisk. I mean, look at this thing. It ran up, and there were still people buying it up here at 1,500, and they're going to get smoked because it's going to come dipping down because all these people down here are taking their profits. And that's what happens in life. People, they start talking about SanDisk on the news, and regular old people start buying this thing. You see it all the time. I've talked about it for years. The same thing happens. And that's why we do the show, to try to find the best opportunities and not try to buy SanDisk when it's up here. So yeah, no, I say that the meme coins are going to be popping again. And guess what? Everything essentially is a pump and dump, Zach. You know that. And it's all about timing. And you got to time these things right and get out. And like I always say with the penny stocks and anything else, the person with the most, when they decide to sell, everything's coming down after that. So that's what you got to look at. And I kind of honestly think differently since all the meme coins, and I think it was a good experience. We'll say it's something that you live and learn about, but then you try to apply that knowledge and make everything better. And that's why I'm saying, even with a SanDisk or anything, just base it just like a meme coin or a penny stock or anything. Just because it's SanDisk doesn't mean that the thing's going to run forever. Don't get greedy. That's it right there. I mean, you hit it on the head. It comes down to greed. And we were talking about it earlier, how hard it is to hit the sell button. And it is. It's extremely hard. I've talked about it all the time. I talk about these things a lot. But yeah, it's easy to buy everything. Yeah, buy this, buy that, buy that. And then you can even watch them go down and you're like, wait, should I hit it's still hard to hit the sell button, even though you know you made a bad trade and it's going down. And it's even harder when it's going up because you think it's going to run forever. But here's a great example. I mean, look at this thing. We were talking about it in the 800s going to back down here. We were saying that thing's going over 1,200. It ran to 15 or whatever over that. And of course, you're going to get people taking their profits. Will it go back up? Yeah, it's just a matter of the chart, and that's just how it works. I mean, it's everything. So could you essentially say SanDisk is a pump and dump? I mean, isn't everything? Because when they get topped out and people with the most amount of shares and options and this and that start selling and locking in these profits because they're up a crazy amount of money, what are you going to do? Hold on for it that forever? You can't go to the supermarket and tell them that you have SanDisk stock and you can go buy a steak. You need cash. So you got to essentially hit that sell button, take the cash, and then be able to use that. And that's how it really works. But yeah, after the meme coin, Zach, I really had like a different mindset about the entire market. And really, honestly, like you're saying, don't get greedy. That's how it works, because at the end of the day, it can happen to a big cap, large cap, SanDisk, anything. It can all happen to it all. And you just never know who's behind any of these things. And look at all these big hedge funds that are shorting things down and doing crazy stuff, whatever that one's called. And yeah, that's what goes on in the market, guys. There's money to be made, and people figure out ways to manipulate things. That's why I always say, when we find them at the bottom and they're about to pop, we're kind of we're kind of taking advantage of the market, to be honest with you, because we can see these things early where they're about to run. And so you got to get lucky that way. And not everybody can always do that. So people are going to hop in as it goes up and all the way at the top. Like I said, normal people are going to be jumping in this thing. They hear SanDisk now. It's on the news. Thing just ran from all the way down here from 600 to 1,500. People want to get involved. And then that's when the big cats are about to sell that damn thing, because now more money pulls in and gets crushed down. So it's just something interesting. But Zach, like I said, I kind of had a different mindset after all the meme coins, and it was a great experience. And I'll still play them because, again, they have charts. They will run up. But I will make sure when they're running up, I'm going to be taking my profits just as I do now in the market on a regular basis, just as I explain. And I know you play the indices, Zach, and this is what I taught. I've been playing the Qs a lot lately, as a matter of fact. And I was explaining, I play just the channel right here. These channels are like 100% hits on 0 DTEs. It's absolutely bonkers what they pay. This channel right here, I believe, was 133% today because I hit it. And this one was like just on, it was right around 100, and these guys were all hundreds. It was crazy. But yeah, I don't overstay my welcome. I take that channel and I just sell it right there. I'm like, get me out of here. It's going to pop up, and then I'll reevaluate the thing and take it back down. And you always talk about the pre-market levels and stuff like that. I have to kind of look at that. I've never really looked at them things, but look at that thing. I mean, pre-markets, we'll have to do a little show, and then yeah, let's do an indices show, Zach, because I know you do. You and Milky always, she trains the IWM a lot as well. We had that shortened down today. That was a beautiful thing as well today. That thing was gorgeous at the beginning of the day, shortened down. It was great putting puts on that. And but yeah, the indices, again, they're real quick and easy if you're disciplined. And this is exactly what I was saying. You like the SPY. I like the Qs, and Milky likes the IWM. Isn't that funny? That's pretty hilarious right there. So I don't know why. I just like the Qs. They've been a lot of fun. And but yeah, it's just, if you can stay disciplined, just like in meme coins, just like in options and anything else that you're investing in, I would say even in real estate, it doesn't matter. You got to know when to get out of these things and when the right time is. And I believe that's like one of the big things in investing. So yeah, I would say just don't overstay your welcome. And like I said, catch these channels right here and you will have a great day. So, and SPY was moving around a lot today too, because I was watching that. I look at all three of them actually through the day. And yeah, SPY had a nice little dip and a recovery. SPY actually recovered way better than the Qs. I remember it was popping up even better. So yeah, pretty great. So you look at it from the previous day, and if you're over the 200 on the 5 minute, it's going to drop. There you go. Listen, there's Zach's approach to it right there. Here's your SPY. Here's your regular hours. Here's your pre-market. You're saying if it's over the 200, which is going to be over here, then it's going to drop down. So let's see. We were up here. This is how it closed. It came in under. Your 200's up there. It just, I mean, it didn't even want to go up there today. So that one, and I actually look at your trend lines too, because I like to watch how that's 20 and 50 meet up. And I'll give you a good example on the Qs. This is how I knew they were staying down today, Zach. So I even showed this out on the 15-minute chart right here. I knew up here, and again, I still just traded just to stick to my, to be disciplined and be smart about it, even though I was confident that this thing was coming all the way down. I didn't know how far, but I was watching it in here, and you can see how that 20 and 50 were coming down. I knew there was no way this was going up, so I just kept taking the scalps, and when it would pop up, I would take it back down again all the way, and that's how I knew. Didn't you see that 20 coming down on the 50 that hard like that? There's no way that thing can be popping up. And then look where it got. It got down here, and you had to kind of get curled back around where it got cruising back up from your bottom. And then once it got into that channel, then it could start moving up a little bit. So yeah, I would say there's always a lesson to learn and a tale to be told in every single chart right here. I've been learning that too. And there's always like something to see. But yeah, if you just stay disciplined, and this is what I'm really learning. And obviously every big trader that's ever done extremely well in life, Warren Buffett, all these guys, it's not about over trading. It's not about doing anything crazy. It's about being patient and about being disciplined. And that is it, guys. I mean, we could literally take the ones I say on the small cap show, just play them options and go to bed and wake up, and our counts would be way up. But instead, we try to play things every day and this and that, because again, you're in the market so much, and it seems like it's the right thing to do. But I'm starting to believe that I think the quality, again, is way better than the quantity. And you got to really stick to that and be disciplined. And I know, and like I said, I can tell my brain is starting to work a little bit better because I'm thinking a lot clearer and making better decisions when I'm doing it. So I would say that's what you really have to focus on, guys, and just make sure your brain's clear. You don't have a brain injury. Just make sure it's clear and you're thinking clearly. And again, you're thinking like, hey, risk reward and these things, they're so important. I used to always talk about them, and I think we have to really get back into that mindset, because that mindset is the most important thing about winning and losing trades. And again, you're not going to pick every trade to be winning, but when you know when to cut the trades at the right time and get out, and you can allocate your allocations are right because you're confident in one, so you allocate it a little heavier than when you're not really that confident, that makes all the difference in the world, guys. And again, you can hit 10 10 winning trades, and one big trade that lost will wipe out all 10 just in allocation size. So you got to remember that as well. So it all comes down to all them things. They're all very important. And again, I kind of feel like we can all read stock charts at this point. There's a lot of information out there, but it's really about zeroing in, being disciplined, and trading them smart. That's why I say trade smart and lock in those profits are my favorite words. So there you go. A little mindset talk with Zach Morris right here. How about that, everybody? A nice little hello from Zach. And what you said, we've been pumping so much. Of course, we're going to have to a little pullback. Of course, I mean, the market's like cranking, guys. So, yeah, it's crazy. And he looks at the previous days if we break current pre-market levels. So he looks at that previous day. He goes to the SPY to see what it's going to do. And there you go. And I know you've talked about it before. Hold on, let me go over here. And so yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're up here on your high. You already dipped down. You're like, there's no way this is going up. It already pulled back big time, and you already kind of knew. So that's how you look at it and say, all right, this thing's staying under the 200, and I don't think there's any way in hell that can get back up there. And again, I mean, if you're going to play it, you're going to play it in the morning and get your play straight and nail it. And then obviously at 1 p.m., if it turns back around, you play it the other way with a V-shaped recovery. But that's a good way to look at it. I'm going to look at that tomorrow, Zach, and be checking that out. And I'll definitely be factoring it in. I'll look at these things because this is where we're going to start tomorrow, right there on your SPY. So if we're starting out lower up here, down here, and your 200's up here right there, your 50 and your 20, you're going to assume that it's going to continue to push back down right there. And look at the daily chart. I mean, that's a weird daily chart too. Look at that thing. That's a look that can go either way at any moment. So what is that called? A hammer emoji? I forget what the hell they're called, to be honest with you. Laptop Travel knows. I don't know. But that's way in the top, and that's a scary kind of crazy look to me. I don't know, but hey, what do I know? The Qs too. I mean, they're kind of a crazy, scary look on the daily too. Look at that look right there. None of them look real good. So I don't know. I think you should would definitely have to be patient. I think we do see a little pullback happening, and don't get in front of the train or try to catch the knife. Exactly. I agree. Just let it run down there and then just watch it. I mean, it's kind of you can't jump into things when they're like this. And that's why I said I've been hesitant to jump into things that were running up because they're so overextended. And it only takes like one tweet for everything to go bad. And if your allocation's messed up, you're going to get crushed on it. So yeah, pretty wild. And then you're saying if we can get back over to pre-market lows, then more downside. So if we can get back over to pre-market lows, then you'll see more downside. All right, I'm going to apply this tomorrow, Zach. I'm going to look at it, check it out. As I'm doing my pre-market stuff, I'll be looking at it and I'm going to factor it in. And yeah, let's do we can do a little indices show and show people what we try to do here. And again, it's just a lot of educational and informational purposes, information. I mean, not purposes, information. But yeah, everybody has different trading styles, different methods. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And again, I've been into the Qs lately. We were talking about how Luis Rodriguez likes them long calls. What the heck are they called? I just forgot what they were called. Whatever they're called. You guys wrote it down for me earlier. I still can't remember what it's called. Yeah, I got a good memory, don't I? What the heck are they called, them long things? What the heck do you call them, Luis Rodriguez? I totally forget. I'm trying to scroll through to look. What if I stop trying to think about it, I might remember. But whatever they're called, Luis likes them long calls. And yeah, leaps. That's what they're called. They're called leaps. Told you if I'd stop thinking about it. So yeah, Luis likes leaps. I've been playing the Qs. Zach likes the SPY. His girl likes the IWM. Everybody has a different way to do these things, different things to look at. It's all just different educational information, and you got to apply it to what works for you and your trading style, and obviously stay disciplined and lock in profits and not care about if it goes higher. And that's one of the biggest things I learned too. Whenever I really do well in the market, I sell these things on the way up, and I just don't give a shit if it goes higher. And that's like the greatest attitude, I guess, you have to have, because that's when I seem to do best. And I'm telling you, I'm getting back to the attitudes of when I was doing really well. And again, I've been on a different medication that's been helping me a lot better. So it's been different. And So yeah, I think we're gonna really start applying these things. I'm glad Zach hopped on today, brought up a lot of great, interesting points, and a lot of good stuff to talk about. And yeah, so definitely hop on whenever you can, and yeah, shoot me your WhatsApp and all that good stuff, and we'll definitely chat some more, and we'll do a little indices show or something like that. And I'll be watching your Flowers and Novaks, that's for sure. 1-800-Flowers and the NVAX. And there you go, everybody. So like I said, great times, and we'll keep our mindset in the right area right there, in the right space. And I think that is a lot to do with it. And Sinai's on here tonight too. Look at that. Sinai CrowdStrike's been running up. Luis Rodriguez was giving that one out a while ago too. He's on fire with these option calls. I'm telling you, Lewis has been, I mean, just solid with these big hits. I mean, just crazy ones. Yeah, CrowdStrike's still looking pretty good right there. What was CoreWeave doing? We didn't look at it. It was down today, still dipping down. Looks like that's going to pull back a little bit, but there you go, everybody. So greatly appreciate everybody hanging out. And Zach, of course, Zach Moore's hanging out with us. I was surprised when I saw you pop up there. I was like, wait, there's Zach. That's crazy. So you the man. Appreciate you tuning in, hanging out. You enjoy your evening, and I'll keep in touch with you. And everybody else, be sure to follow along. Follow Zach as well. He's putting 1-800-Flowers and Novaks and some good information out there for you guys as well. But everyone's probably already following you, Zach. You got like the most followers for anybody in like the stock thing. That's for damn sure. So everybody's following you. We already know that. But there you go, everybody. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And thanks again for tuning in. You guys know we'll be back at 7 a.m. to do the pre-market show. Like Zach said, we don't take many days off over here. We like to see what the market's doing, and we stick to it. And then, like I said, it helps my brain, so it works out well for everything. But there you are, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. Hit the like button on your way out of here, and we will be back at 7 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your night. We didn't do the sports scores too much tonight, but it's all right. There was only 3 games, and you guys can go enjoy them. So there you are, everybody. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Zach, I'll talk to you soon, and everybody else, Doge Mama 9, Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, and the other Zach, and everybody else tuning in. Greatly appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the morning. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you guys at 7 a.m.